Good morning, everyone. How are you? Good to see you back in SM classes. I see four people as of now. We'll wait for another minute while people join in. All right, we see people joining in. I see Amar is there. Ustad, how are you? Ustad, I remember you. You were in foundation, is it? Diksha is there. Sudhanshu is there. Then we have Rajiv, Jaspreet, Bhumika, Tushal. How are you guys doing? Also, do mention where you're from. It really helps me understand better. Just tell me where you're from because it makes it more interactive for me to understand where you're coming from. Good, good, good. Sankaran, you're from Nellore. Good to see that. Himanshu, Revati, Akshay, Sonali, Hari Prasant, Kartika is there. Then we have Devesh, Barkatullah. Good to see you, Barkatullah, as well. I remember you guys. I've seen these names before. No faces to these names, but I've seen these names before. Good. Anchal, Sonali, Puneet, Vaibhavi, Divesh, Jaspreet is there, Yashraj, Reshu, where you okay, Punjab. I see coming. You scored 89 in paper for Divesh. This is fantastic. 89 out of 100. इतने तो दोस्त CBSE में नहीं आते हैं. Good to know that. Mumbai, Varanasi, Kolkata, I see Gujarat, Delhi, Tamil Nadu, Chennai, Trichy, Gujarat. Gujarat से बहुत लोग हैं. Nice. Okay. We have people from Punjab, Panipat, Bangalore, Andhra Pradesh, Bangalore again, Raichur, good, good, good. Central, Dipanshu Central कौन सा? Central बहुत बड़ा है दोस्त. More than 30 states we have. और आप Central लिख रहे हो, state बताना दोस्त. Okay, then we have Gaya, Bihar. Then we have Bokaro City, good, good. Steel City. Okay, we have Sudhanshu from the Steel City of India. We have Haryana, Vasai. ये वसई वाले भी हैं. Good to see you, Siddhi from Vasai. गुड़गांव, पुनीत गुड़गांव. गुड़गांव कौन सी स्टेट है दोस्त? But good, good. I'm just joking. Okay. Kanpur, I see Reshu from Rajasthan. Good to see you, Reshu here. I think we'll have good number of people from across India. Okay, Shimoga. Archana is from Shimoga. Where is Shimoga, Archana? Shimoga किधर है? Okay. Trivandrum. Sri Lakshmi, I was in Trivandrum last year. Fantastic place. I've been to most of the places that you guys are naming. I've been to most of these places except Shimoga and Kerala, sort of. I've seen Kerala only for 30 minutes, just passing through the border, but okay. Chhattisgarh, Haryana, Punjab, Vadodara, good, good. Maharashtra is there, Bareilly is also there. Samesh, आपका तो बरेली के बाजार में तो कुछ नहीं गिरा है ना? I see you from your direct entry. Good to see that, Samesh. It's very rare we see people from direct entry, so good that you're here. Vadodara, okay, good. Panruti, Tamil Nadu. Good. Okay. Reshma, you're from Tamil Nadu. Good to have you here. Okay. Chhattisgarh, Raipur, Hyderabad. Awesome. I see across a lot of people from South, Central, West, East, North as well, right? So it's going to be fun class, right? It's strategic management. It's intermediate level. So first of all, congratulations to all of you to reach the second level of this mammoth course of chartered accountancy, right? Foundation is done and dusted. You've done fantastic, and now you're an intermediate, right? I am good, Darshan. Thank you so much for asking. Right, too early for us, but I think over the next 14, 15 sessions with me for strategic management, right, we'll do each of these chapters with a lot of examples, with a lot of questions for you to understand, right? I will mix both the languages, Hindi and English. My preference will be to talk more in English and slow so that we all understand the concept. But if you feel the concept is not clear, right, for people who are more comfortable in Hindi, right, do let me know. If any concept is not clear, मैं आपको हिंदी में भी समझा दूंगा, right? So that should not be an issue. नीरज, you're from Canada. अच्छा, ठीक है, मान लिया हमने. कनाडा में आप सीए क्यों कर रहे हो दोस्त? काम ही नहीं आएगा उधर तो. Okay. Navneet Krishnan, you're from UAE. You're accessing class in UAE. International. We are going international. Good to know that. But Canada वाला तो मुझे पक्का नहीं नीरज. If you're doing from Canada, then that's fantastic. Okay. Good. Somesh says his झुमका has been गिरा in बरेली का बाजार. ये कौन सी English और हिंदी mix कर दी सोमेश? Okay. So as I was saying, over the next 14, 15 sessions, this will be a fun class. Okay. This is going to be interactive. I would really request all of you to ask as many questions as you can in the chat. This is your class. This is not my lecture. This is your class. Understand what is happening, understand what will be asked in the examination, and then let us talk about each of the concepts as we go through each chapter, right? It's strategic management. Simple hai. It's one of the simplest subjects I can tell you, because everything is logic. I teach in BCK as well, and there also I tell the same thing. This is pure logic, right? There is no rocket science, there is no rules, there are no set formats here. It's all about logic, right? I'll just give you one simple example. Okay, out of this entire syllabus padhenge, whatever is there in the syllabus as well, but just to give you a touch of how is this pure logic. Okay, now think about this. You're doing a business. Okay, it's a question to you, understand this very carefully. You're doing a business, you're doing tuition classes. Okay, now what you decide is you want to teach foundation, intermediate, or final. Okay, is a question to you. Why do you think, or if you are a teacher, right, which market segment will you capture? Would you want to teach the foundation students? Would you want to teach the intermediate students, or would you want to teach the final level students? And why? All right. Give me some answers. Tell me, how would you strategically plan your business? Strategy kya hoga aapka? Do you want to tackle, or do you want to go into foundation? Do you want to go into intermediate, or do you want to go into final? Which do you think is more fruitful segment to capture as a business for tuition classes in CA? What do you think? Right? And if you answer this, if you think on this thing, your entire syllabus is complete. Okay, your entire syllabus is complete. Tell me, what do you think will be a better market to capture, and why? And why? Also give me why. Sirf foundation, intermediate mat likhna. Give me a reason to why do you think that will be more beneficial. Great, I have answers. Suraj, we can't change the timings. I'm sorry. These are fixed. So 7 to 9:30 is fixed. I think fairly यार सुबह 6 बजे क्लास रखवाओगे, मैं उठूंगा कब? 5 बजे. All right. I have some questions. Foundation, which would be written by so many number of students, right? Subhashri thinks the market is bigger in foundation, right? Divesh says foundation because maximum people, or the maximum crowd is there. Foundation because there will be more number of students, right? Final as it is more fruitful. Okay. Then Himanshu says final. Barkatullah says intermediate. And Kumar intermediate. Give me reasons as well, guys. I need reasons as well, not just foundation. Or would teach foundation because most number of students come there, right? Basic logic. Foundation because there are more students. Intermediate because most students will be there. Foundation से भी ज़्यादा होंगे क्या Syed? Okay. Now 99% of the people are saying foundation. Why? Because compared to both inter and final, the students who are attempting the first level are more, right? Market size is more, market size is more, many join, number of students are more. Absolutely, friends. हो गया. Syllabus is complete. सब syllabus is complete. हो गया strategic management आपका पूरा. We are done with strategic management. You answering this question, right, is basically what a businessman or a business person or a businesswoman also thinks. This is strategic management, right? यही तो strategic management है. If you're thinking from a business perspective, you figure out what is the best place to go and do a business. This is strategic management, right? This is strategic management. Now, let me take you one step further. Let me take you one step further into strategic management. You have now, let's see, majority of people are saying we will do foundation classes. Done, sir, done. We are doing foundation classes. Now we start a business of foundation classes, right? We are doing a business, we're doing tuition classes of foundation now, okay? We are 6 months into the business, 6 महीने हो गए हमको काम करते हुए, and we see there is a new competitor, ठीक है? There is a new competitor which is a huge brand, okay? There is a new competitor which is a huge brand in the tuition sector. Let's say any example. I'm just not naming the company, but let's say big companies जो आजकल YouTube पे or big companies, ed tech companies are. They come and enter the CA tuition market. Okay. Now you and me are doing a business of foundation classes. A big ed tech company comes and does gets into the same segment as well. How will you fight the big player in the market? What will be your strategy? This is your business, it's foundation level tuition classes, and a new big player with a lot of money enters your market, right? And that company is also giving foundation tuitions to student. How will you strategize? Think about this. आपका business है, आप कैसे लड़ोगे? How will you fight that competition? Give me some ideas. Suraj, I'm only taking strategic management. I'm only taking strategic management at intermediate and BCK at foundation, right? These are my favorite subjects, so that is what I do. The question, I see some answers. Kartika says she'll advertise. Okay, let's see what else. Let's be creative around this. Let's see what you guys can do to fight a big competition that has come to your market. Okay, improve quality of classes at affordable prices, so you will play on the prices. Coaching fees will be reduced, again you will play on pricing. Reduce cost and more promotional tools, right? Everyone wants to tackle pricing because India is a price sensitive market, we all know that, right? If you get something for 1,000 rupees and you see same thing for 900, you will not care about the quality, you will say 900 रुपए का खरीद लेते हैं. By enhancing the quality, better quality, lowest price, give more pass outs, right? Advertise. So, Karthikeyan, if you have more people getting ranks or more people clearing the examination, you can advertise that. Like those JEE, right? Those engineering tuition centers do full page ad of all the like rank holders and everything. By launching new product, Kesha, what is foundation में क्या नया product, like a question paper, a question series, or a mock test series, right? I think that is what you're thinking. First of all, you will know how they work. Mohit, absolutely, that's a great one. Okay, first understand what the competitor is doing and where I can go and catch him or her, right? Examiner expect textbook keywords. Jayashree, not exactly, but keywords are important, okay? But I would really suggest if you can stick to keywords for writing your answers, nothing like it. Nothing like it. Okay. Selecting qualified faculty and set offices in the center places. Revati, you're questioning me. I'm not a qualified faculty, right? I said I'm doing business with you. You're saying you will select qualified faculty. So you're saying I'm not good. We'll give some discount in fees from students or give some extra benefits, right? Advertise our best teachers, provide extra revision classes, absolutely reduce prices, discounts, coupon. I see some coupon codes as well. What hashtag foundation लगा के करेंगे, okay? Price and advertisement, additional free course, this, right? Additional free providing more doubt clearing sessions. Absolutely, you will increase the quality, try to decrease the prices, advertise it more, price it better for the student, right? You will do all of this. Boss, this is strategic management. What you're telling me right now is strategic management. This is planning, this is strategy, this is your business, you're building that, right? It's as simple as that. यही है, पूरा syllabus ही यही है. We're just going to learn more technical things about how to do this. Why is this done? Why is this important? What are the different methods, tools, matrices, graphs? How do we actually build our business, right? And once you become a chartered accountant, you go into an industry or a big four like an EY or big consulting firms. If you aim for that, like a Bain and BCG or McKinsey, right? These are the things they're doing. These are the things you are expected to do as part of finance, where you strategize with top management that, all right, this is what we can do, this is what the cost is, this is what the profit is. You do a balanced thing, right? If I spend 1 lakh rupees and if I'm not making 5 lakh out of that 1 lakh rupees, I don't want to do a business, right? Your return on investment will only be there when you understand your strategy and you build your business, right? Absolutely, that is what strategic management is. And this is what we are going to do in the next 14, 15 sessions, understanding each layer of strategic management, like a functional strategy or a corporate strategy or a business strategy. What does a CEO do? What does a CFO do? What are the marketing tools that we can use? What are the promotional tools? What are logistics? What is manufacturing? What is marketing 4Ps? What are the different barriers to entry? What are what are like barriers to exit, or how does a competition kill you, or how you can kill your competition, right? We will do all of this. It's super interesting. The only thing I will tell you is, right, just think of the entire syllabus as you're doing a business. Okay, the moment you start thinking of your business, your dream business, it can be a boutique, it can be a cafe, it can be a cafe on a beach, it can be anything. It can be a tuition class, it can be a multi-billion-dollar company, it can be a small dog parlor, or it can be a pet shop, whatever you want to do, right? Just keep your dream business in your head and then start thinking with every concept, how am I going to use this concept if I am doing a business, right? And this will solve every concept for you. एग्जाम में रिवाइज करके ही नहीं जाना पड़ेगा. You will not have to revise for examinations. Just keep your dream business in your head and we will study about each of these concepts and everything will be clear, right? This is a good one. I see Mala is saying provide some snacks or refreshments to the students. Very good. यही चाहिए था. This is what I was looking for. I as a student would पक्का come. If I get कुरकुरे, Pepsi, I get sandwiches, पढ़ाओ और मेरे को खाना दो. बहुत अच्छे. This is a good technique, right? Okay. This was me setting the context of what I expect you to be interactive. Now let us spend 2 minutes, right? I just want 2 minutes before, because next 14, 15 sessions, ab hum lagatar we'll go on studying the syllabus. But I also want to understand from you in the next 2, 3 minutes, what do you expect out of this entire VLC, which is virtual live classes, right? From strategic management, what do you expect, right? Do you want this to be more theoretical? Do you want this to be more exam oriented? Do you want this to be more practical? Live examples from latest news. What is Tesla doing? What is Twitter doing? What is Facebook doing? I can help you tell that with the concepts. Or do you want to be super exam oriented कि बस मुझे बता दो exam में क्या आएगा? And that is what I want to learn. I don't want to go इधर उधर. I don't want to go across the place. I just want to know keywords. बता दो मुझे exam में क्या आएंगे. How do you expect this session to be? Just write down in the chat in the next 2 minutes so that I know what mindset you're coming with in this class with, right? And that will help me build things for you better. Some people would say exam oriented, some will say practical. I know that it will be a mixed thing, but I want to know what the majority people want to look at. More practical live examples, more exam oriented, right? चंकी सेइंग जैसे आपको लगे हमारे लिए हेल्पफुल हो वैसे करवा दो. क्योंकि इतना इतना अच्छा नहीं होना था दोस्त, इतना शांत नहीं होना था. आई नो यू आर नॉट सो डिसिप्लिन्ड. यहाँ पे हीरो बन रहे हो. आई नो. आई जस्ट जोकिंग, बट लेट्स सी व्हाट अदर्स हैव टू से. Live examples, more practical and exam oriented. People are very greedy. बहुत लालची है सब लोग. I said either practical or exam oriented. Everyone is saying practical and exam oriented. सब कुछ चाहिए. ठीक है, कर देंगे सर. Exam oriented, timely completion. Amar, my historically trend has been we complete a syllabus one session before our target. Okay, so don't worry on that. You would see my first session being a little more about interaction, but once we get into the syllabus, we take up that speed, right? Because I don't spend much time explaining theory. I'll just give you the concept, I'll ask you some questions and move, right? Practical, exam, practical and exam live. You want more practical knowledge, you want more exam oriented, you want mix of both practical and exam. Okay, so the majority says हमको exam pass करवा दो plus हमको live examples भी दे देना, right? So noted, we'll do that. We'll do that. I'll keep telling you the keywords that you need to learn for exam, what kind of questions can come from the concept in examination. Plus we will also talk about live examples, what is happening around the world, ये भी तो पता होना चाहिए ना, right? Instead of just looking at Janvi Kapoor or Malaika Arora on your Instagram reels, you should also know what is happening in the business, right? Okay, with that, let's go to our first chapter. Let's begin with the syllabus, right? I'm getting your messages, Kanchan, right? Now, strategic management, chapter number 1, introduction to strategic management. Okay. Now, this is one of the easiest chapters, but again, interesting if you start thinking from your dream business perspective. Okay. Here we go with the first chapter, which talks about business strategy versus business policy. Okay. Again, very simple. Business policy, right? Policy is more like a broad concept, right? It's a broad concept that what do we want to achieve? It's a thought process. This is my policy. Honesty is the best policy. Okay. Now think about this. It's everything is common sense again. Business policy is a thought process which talks about what should be done, right? We say honesty is the best policy. We say honesty is the best policy. But how do you remain honest is your strategy, right? You say honesty is the best policy. That means it is the best thing to do. Being honest to yourself, to your peers, to your friends, to your family is the best policy. It's a thought process. But how you remain honest to everyone is your strategy, right? So business policy is a thought process, right? Business strategy talks about how the policy would be followed by taking real actions. How will you be honest? By saying the truth, right? By not hiding things, by whatever thing, right? Whatever comes to you as being honest. So this is where for business as well it comes. A business policy is this is what we think is the right to do, right? While a business strategy talks about how you want to achieve that strategy. Okay. Business policy is a thought process. This is right. How do you achieve that? How what is your business strategy is something. How do you ensure that people in your company are not bribing others, right? This is business policy versus business strategy. It's a long range blueprint of desired image, direction, destination, what needs to be done, right? And business policies, this is what we believe in. Will I be uploading the notes? I will upload these entire presentations. These presentations can be used as notes by you. Okay. These are everything. I've concised everything from the study material, right? And you can use these presentations as your notes, and these will be uploaded after every session. So no problem. If you want to make notes, right? Okay. We should understand that clearly with some examples. Ankita will do that. Does policy mean objective for business, and strategy means how such objectives are accomplished? Objective, okay. Darshan, objective is very, very detailed. Policy is very broad, right? Policy, strategy, goals and objectives ऐसे होता है. पहले पॉलिसी होती है, उसके अंदर स्ट्रैटेजी होती है, स्ट्रैटेजी के अंदर बहुत कुछ होता है, जिसके अंदर एक पार्ट होता है गोल्स एंड ऑब्जेक्टिव्स. वी विल स्टडी दैट, right? We have the entire thing, entire graph for you. So do not worry, we'll come to that. Okay. Policy is a very broad concept. Strategy is how do you want to achieve that policy. Okay. Policy is a broad thought process of the company. Strategy, how you achieve it. Okay. Now, for example, being truthful to the customers, right? Being truthful to the customers is your policy as a business. Your strategy is, right? The real action that you take is decreasing quantity while keeping the price as same and mentioning that in ads, right? Being truthful to the customers. Now if I'll give you a practical example, if you look at this, if you buy a Maggie, right? If you eat Maggie, you will see Maggie went from 12 rupees to 14 rupees and the weight, the quantity has reduced, and the quantity has reduced. This is called shrinkflation, right? Just out of the context for you, but this is what it is happening. Maggie is not telling its customers that we have reduced the quantity. We as like conscious customers might look at the quantity and see कि अरे ये तो कम हो गया, 100 grams होता था अब तो 70 grams है सिर्फ, right? But if a company's policy is to be truthful to the customers, what will they do? They will tell in the advertisement. वो मैगी के पैक के ऊपर लिख देंगे वो ग्राम 70 grams only, बड़ा सा रेड करके, right? So the policy and your strategy. Policy is being truthful to the customers. The strategy that you use is that you tell customers that boss, we are decreasing the quantity while we are increasing the prices, or we are keeping the price same and just decreasing the quantity. You tell that to the customers. That is called strategy. Policy is a thought process कि हमको truthful होना है customer को. Strategy is how do you achieve that? What are the actions you're taking for that thought process? Okay. Great. These are very short already. सोमेश और कितना short करोगे दोस्त? Study material देखे कितना बड़ा है? Big example of shrinkflation is Parle G. Naresh, absolutely. Parle G. Now these biscuits, your glucose biscuits are also very patla, right? Earlier they used to be good. दो में काम हो जाता था. अभी 5 खाओगे तब भी पेट नहीं भरेगा. Okay. Now we talked about policy. We talked about strategy. But who makes this in a business? In a business, who is thinking about policies? Who is thinking about strategy? The management, right? The management is thinking about all these policies, all these, what do we say, strategy, right? And who are the management? See, management is the key group in the organization who are in charge of the actual operations, decision making, looking after everything, right? A set of interrelated functions, a process to maintain its objective. That means management is a key group of people. What they do is they look after interrelated functions. Interrelated functions means finance, human resource, logistics, purchase, sale, commercial, R&D, innovation. ये सब functions को जोड़ के interrelated functions and processes को समझते हैं and then they work on this. They build these processes, they work, they develop these processes, they ensure everything goes right. Right, okay. And finally, the management also influences people, resources, and events to gain command over situation like fighting the competition, influencing employees, investors, banks, shareholders, the government, right? इन सबको influence करते हैं, इनसे मिलते हैं, they meet with them, they get their things done, they need licenses, they need money from the market, they need the help, any support from any mentors or any bank or anything, right? Resources, suppliers, purchase department, or raw material, somebody is giving them raw material, any big dealer, any big distributor, right? They influence, they work with these people to gain command over the situation, that something goes wrong, we can manage this, right? They're always preparing to tackle the worst situations. And that is what a management does. That is what you, when you think about your dream business, you are the management, right? You would think about all of these things. कहाँ पे रेंट पे कैफे खोलूं, उदयपुर में खोलूं, बैंगलोर में खोलूं, और शुड आई ओपन इन गोवा, मुंबई, दिल्ली, गुड़गांव, कोलकाता, चेन्नई, Bangalore, where do I open my cafe, right? You take these decisions. I need 4 people in the cafe. You need people, HR, right? पैसा चाहिए fund करने के लिए. I need 10 lakh rupees in the bank so that I can keep running it for the next 2 years or 1 year, right? I need money to design the cafe. I need crockery. I need raw material. I need this. I need advertisement. I need board. I need Instagram ads. I need Facebook ads. Sab kuch, all integrated functions you do as management. And that is what a management also does in the business, right? They do all the work. They do all the work in terms of decision making. Execution might be done by somebody else, which is a middle management or the employees, but the top management, the management, the key group of people strategize and take all the decisions. Okay, great. Ronak wants to open a cafe in Gujarat, which will be a veg cafe, right? Ronak, आप chicken sandwich नहीं बेच पाओगे वहाँ पे. I'm just telling you. Okay. Okay. Can this notes be used instead of study material? Fantastic questions, I see. Okay. If you do not want to clear the examinations, yes. If you want to clear the examinations, then no. Okay. You cannot skip the study material. You have to study that by heart. Okay. What this presentation or the thing I'll upload, right? This PPT I'll upload, what it helps you in is revising. रिवाइज कब करोगे जब पढ़ा होगा, पढ़ा कब होगा जब स्टडी मटेरियल पढ़ी होगी, right? You cannot skip the study material at all. This will help you in revising or relating to what we studied in the class. But study material से आएगा दोस्त. The questions are gonna come from study material, not from my presentation. So you know where this is going to come from. Okay. Now there were two uncles that gave more meaning to strategy. Okay, we talked about policy, we talked about strategy, we talked about management. Now there were two uncles who gave more meaning to strategy, which was Iger Ansoff and William Gluck. Now, these two people are the gurus of business strategy or strategic management. Okay. What the first one says is, see, strategy is the common thread amongst organizational activities and markets that defines nature of the business that they have or have planned for future, right? This is what it means. This says common thread amongst organizational activities and markets that defines the nature of the business. It's a common thread. Strategy is a common thread across all the processes, from marketing to building to logistics to HR to finance to XYZ to operation to sale. जो भी कुछ business को करना है, whatever the business needs to do, this is the common thread. Strategy is the common thread. While William Gluck said, see, this is unified, comprehensive, and integrated. Keywords हैं ये. Remember this for your examination. Unified, comprehensive, and integrated plan designed to ensure that objectives are achieved. Right? William Gluck says strategy is a unified, comprehensive, and integrated plan designed to ensure that objectives are achieved. Simple है, right? It's a unified, it's a single thing. It's a comprehensive, in detail होता है, and it is integrated, again a combination of all the functions, all the activities, all the processes. It's integrated. Plan to design to ensure that objectives are achieved. What you want to do business, पैसा कमाने के लिए करना है तो पैसा कमाना, फेमस होने के लिए करना है तो फेमस हो जाना, right? Whatever your objective is, right? आपको 5 branches खोलनी है, that is your objective. Your strategy will be towards opening 5 branches. Your strategy will not be towards making 500 crores. If your objective is, yeah, I want 5 branches in the next 2 years, that is my objective. Your strategy will be based on that. If your strategy is, I want just one branch, but I want to be the best in that particular state or city, where whatever you dream of, right? तो आपका objective उस side ज़्यादा होगा. So your objective defines, or your end goal defines your strategy. So it's a unified, comprehensive, and integrated plan designed to ensure that your end objective, your end goal of the business is achieved. Right? That is what William Gluck said. Okay. Great. Amar says, तो study material से ही पढ़ा दो. अमर तो फिर आप क्या करोगे, right? I don't want to do spoon feeding. I've done enough मेहनत on making this presentation for you to concise. एक तो मेहनत करके छोटा किया, आप कह रहे हो बड़ा करके समझा दो हमें. Okay. My recommendation way to study VLC is ask questions. When you study yourself, you can study this yourself as well. I know this. You open your book, you read the book, you will understand a lot of things. But you will never be able to ask questions to anyone when you're doing self-study. These sessions essentially should be more about asking your questions. Okay. This should be about asking your questions. That is how you should study from VLC, is my personal view. Okay. Aren't unified and integrated one and the same? Absolutely. Comprehensive, integrated. See, unified is basically looking like one. Integrated is a combination of all. Unified means from far off, it looks like just one. That it's one single strategy. But if you go closer, if you dive deeper, it is integrated. That is what it means. Okay. Unified का मतलब है एक जैसा दिख रहा है कि यहाँ strategy पूरे business की एक ही strategy है. But if you go deeper, you understand finance strategy, HR strategy, sales strategy, commercial strategy, all of these are matching with each other. If sales says I want to do good business, I want to make more money, finance says okay, you make more money but at lower cost, you can spend more, and they say okay, we won't spend more and make more money. So it's aligned, it's integrated. All the functions have together sat down to build one unified strategy, but it is integrated. ठीक है? एक सीए, एक एमबीए बैठा है, एक साइंटिस्ट बैठा है कंपनी में, एक आपका और कोई डिपार्टमेंट बैठा है, राइट, एचआर बैठा है, and together come and say let's build this business in this way, this is what we want to achieve, and that's an integration. Okay, we'll study about this, right? It's Mr. Ansoff and Mr. Gluck, ऐसे याद रख लेना सिर्फ, Ansoff और Gluck से याद रखो, आपको पूरा नाम याद रखने की जरूरत नहीं है. First definition, again, very simple. It's a common thread amongst all the functions and processes, all the activities that are happening in the business, right? That is what Ansoff said. दोनों एक ही बात कह रहे हैं, बस अलग तरीके से कह रहे हैं. Now, Geet is saying he's using Chat GPT. You're using Chat GPT to solve your questions. और क्या चाहिए गीत? मजा आ गया. बस ऐसे ही करते रहो, बहुत आगे जाओगे. चैट जीपीटी वैसे ठीक है, यू कैन स्टडी, लाइक देयर इज नो हार्म इन डूइंग दैट, देयर इज नो हार्म, बट आई डोंट नो, देयर इज नो वैलिडेशन, राइट? आपको कैसे पता वो ठीक है? व्हेन यू डोंट नो द आंसर and you ask the answer from chat gpt, how do you know it's the right answer? बताओ बताओ, how will you know it's the right answer? You will never know if it's the right answer, right? Okay, we come to a very interesting concept, right, which is called actual company strategy. Super common sense hai. Super common sense. Let's take an example and then study this concept. Okay, let's take an example and then study this concept. Let's retain, or let's go back to a new business. Okay, take an example, right? Absolutely, Darshan, chat gpt cannot replace me, for sure. Chat gpt can't be funny, I can be funny. Okay, so Suraj, we can't change the timing. I'm honest with you. This is the perfect time. Using your weekends morning, पूरा दिन खाली रहेगा फिर ऐश करना. Okay. Now coming to the concept of actual company strategy, which is planned and reactive. Okay, planned होता है और reactive होता है. Now let's take an example. Let's take an example of Uber, Ola. ठीक है. Uber, Ola का example लेते हैं. Big companies, big names, right? We all know Uber and Ola. Now let's take example of Ola, for example. Ola has a planned strategy. Okay, Ola auto ले आओ, Ola bike taxi ले आओ, Ola car ले आओ, Ola rental, or Ola intercity. Now this is a planned strategy. New initiatives or ongoing strategy. They keep doing things, right? कि bike निकाल दो, Ola auto निकाल दो, intercity, corporate buses, this point to metro bus service Ola की है, सब कुछ है. So new initiatives, right? New initiatives, ongoing strategies. This is what happens when you have this, right? Planned strategy. Now what happens is something changes in the environment, something changes in your business. Like for example, COVID. अब COVID आ गया. People stop traveling, work from home शुरू हो गया. People are not using cabs as much, right? People saved a lot of money in COVID by not giving rents, and now they have bought cars. Cars की sale बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ गई है. If you know, 40% sale बढ़ गई है cars की, because people saved a lot of money during COVID by not paying rents because they went back home. तो salary आ रही थी, पैसा आ रहा था, but खर्चा नहीं हो रहा था, right? So what happened? People bought cars, people stopped going to offices. अब तो ओला का धंधा ही चौपट होने वाला है, right? Chop it in terms of it's far below what they expected it to be, right? Now, how do they react to this strategy? Adaptive reactions to changing environments or changing circumstances, right? Pricing gira do, right? Start giving more coupons, then promoting yourself more, or doing that referral system. If you refer your friend, you will get 100 rupees in your Ola money. they start changing their strategy, marketing themselves more, or giving new products, or stopping some products कि bike को बंद करो, ओला ऑटो बंद करो, पैसा नहीं कमा रहे, we are loss making there, we'll stop that business, right? Reactive strategy है. If something changes, they also react to that. And it's a combination. Now, actual company strategy, it's not just what you plan or what you want to achieve. Actual company strategy is not just what you plan or want to achieve. It is also what you keep changing with the changing environment, right? So actual company strategy is a combination of, you see a plus sign here, ये डॉक्टर का साइन नहीं है, ये प्लस का साइन है. Planned strategy and reactive strategy, it's a combination. You plan for something, something changes in the middle, and you react and adjust your strategy. That is called actual company strategy. Planned strategy plus reactive strategy. Okay. And how do you plan a strategy and react to a strategy? What are the things that management should have to do this? Is experience, technical know-how, resources. You should know your strengths and weaknesses. SWOT analysis पढ़ा हुआ है हमने BCK में, right? Competitive capabilities होनी चाहिए. आपके पास strength होनी चाहिए, आपको अपनी weakness पता होनी चाहिए. You should know you with your experience how to react, when to react, whether it is right or wrong, right? So all these things help the management to take an informed decision about their planned strategy plus reactive strategy, right? सूरज आर्टिकलशिप चल रही है, सबकी चलती है दोस्त. You have to manage this. यही तो मजा है इस कोर्स का. You have to manage your time somehow, right? If you can attend the classes, let's say till 8:30 or 9, attend it. And then last का 30 minutes, see the recorded session. These are being recorded as well. YouTube पे भी डल जाता है, right? I'll suggest you have to manage. See, I'm not saying मेरे साथ बैठे रहो अपनी आर्टिकलशिप छोड़ दो. I'll be here anyway till 9:30, right? But you can skip and then look at the recorded session, ask your questions in the next session, manage it. Okay, I have a long question. थोड़ा छोटे में लिखते गीत तो मजा आता. If you put the query more precisely, more accurate and precise answer you get. Okay, good. Thanks, Geet, for saying that. The concept trust like we trust the teacher. If we don't have faith in teacher, we will not be able to learn anything. Geet, इतना गुस्सा क्यों हो गया दोस्त? Okay, we can say primary and secondary strategy. Kind of, yes. That's a good one, Mohit. You can use that. Subhashi says technical know-how. Technical know-how means you should know your product. You should know the technology. You should know how your business works, right? There are certain things within the business you should know. अब आपका अगर कैफे है, right? If you own a cafe and you do not know how to make a coffee, and you do not know how to make a sandwich, or you do not know how the refrigerator works, if the refrigerator stops working, you will say, "अरे मेरी तो सारी pastry cake अब खत्म हो गई. I don't know how what to do. I will lose all the products." No, you should know each and everything of your business, right? All the products, devices, everything. That is called technical know-how. That is called technical know-how. Suraj, you'll get the recorded lecture. आज पहला है, आ ही जाएगा. क्यों? Why will you not have recorded lecture का access? You will anyway get it. Goma, you will have to do articleship side by side. That is how the entire world does. That is how I did. That is all. That is how all my friends did. Right? यही तो मजा है सीए में. You will have to figure out how to manage all of these things happening around you. Absolutely. People see with college, people see with articleship, जो है वो करना ही पड़ेगा. Strategies partly proactive means that is what we are saying, right? Proactive and partly reactive. Planned strategy is proactive and the other one is reactive. This is partially proactive, partially reactive always. Strategy is always partly proactive. जो planned strategy है, we call it proactive strategy. And second is reactive, which is you react to a particular thing that happens or changes in the environment. Okay. You can, Keshav, for sure. We thanks for sharing the thoughts. I'm just joking, okay? So दिल पे मत लेना. With regular college, it's not allowed for sure, Goma, but you can put an application to your college. I've seen my friends doing that as well. If you have good teachers who can recommend you, if you have good rapport with your professors, just tell them that I want to do with direct college. And if you allow, that will be great for me because I want to complete my chartered accountancy as well, side by side. There's no harm putting a letter to your professors and to your college head, right? You never know, like unless they know what you're doing, they won't be able to help. तो एक लेटर लिखने में तो क्या ही जाता है, पहले बात कर लेना, सीधा लेटर मत देना. Okay, there's a question. If somewhere down the time, say a line, say 5 years into the business, don't you think company first reacts to market conditions and then plan their strategy? No. What I want to say is the experienced companies more than adapt, react to strategy first and then plan out their moves right. See, Ramachandra, it really depends what standard of business you are at, right? Now, a Tata or a Birla or an Ambani, right? A Reliance, they're so huge that it takes time for them to actually react also. Okay. That is a problem for them as well. It's a huge company, 2 lakh people working there, 500 offices across the globe. It takes time to react to changes, right? However, you're right, they take more of reactive steps because they have a very long term planned strategy. So they say for the next 5 years, this is what we want to do, give or take. They are very focused for the next 5 years, 10 years. They have long plans. Everything that happens within, they keep on reacting as much as they can. So you're right to a level that big businesses or mature businesses are more reactive than planned because they already have a long term plan. It is not like they don't have a plan, they have a long term plan. Okay. What is ongoing strategy? That means जो अभी चल रही है, ongoing strategy. The strategy that you're currently using is called ongoing strategy. मेरा स्क्रीन और जूम करूं? इतना आई थिंक ये तो फुल स्क्रीन ही है दोस्त. इससे ज्यादा कैसे जूम होगा? इतना ही होता है. दिस हेल्प्स. क्या ही फर्क पड़ा इससे बताओ. Great. Mohit has a great question. Mohit says, what is the strategy when we feel sleepy? मोहित, याद करना कि अगर एग्जाम में फेल हो गए तो कितना रोना पड़ेगा, अपने आप नींद खुल जाएगी. क्लास देखते तो नींद आती है, बट सोचो एग्जाम में मार्क्स नहीं आए, यू आर टाइपिंग योर रोल नंबर, यू आर ऑन दैट ICAI वेबसाइट ऑन द एग्जाम रिजल्ट डे 9 AM इन द मॉर्निंग. अब अपना रोल नंबर डालते हो, जो हार्ट बीट का स्पीड होता है ना, वो याद कर लेना, अपने आप नींद खुल जाएगी. Right? Articleship people should prepare strategy. Now these people who are not doing articleship right now are giving gyan to people who are doing articleship. Good. Actual company strategies, plan strategy plus reactive strategy in both will enforce with experience or technical know-how. Absolutely right, Bhumika. You got that right. While doing the job, can we do a CA course? Good question, Navneet. Why not? कौन रोक रहा है? पहले ये पता करो, रोक कौन रहा है? Pre-planning of speed reaction to changing situation comes under planned strategy. Pre-planning, anything which is pre-planning, Sayed, is planned strategy. Okay? Anything which is pre-planned means you're not reacting, but you're planning yourself कि ये मैं करूँगा, right? और ये मैं करूँगी. This is your planned strategy. Reactive reaction strategy में repetitive, repetitive कहाँ लिखा है? Adaptive लिखा है दोस्त. रेपिटेटिव कहाँ लिखा है? इट्स ओ अडैप्टिव, अडैप्टिव लिखना था डी. अभी मैंने भी पकड़ा. दिस शुड बी अडैप्टिव. थैंक्स फॉर कैचिंग दिस. आई नीड टू करेक्ट दिस. ओके. Question on your screen. Okay, quick question on your screen. I want all of you, so these are the kind of questions, these are the type of things I will keep asking you after each of the concepts or after 1 2 concepts, so that we know we are understanding the concept or no, right? bunking your class, a planned strategy is most likely to be what? Let's say you're bunking your class, 11th 12th में करते थे ना, दीवार टाप के चले जाते थे, right? So you shouldn't do that, but it's fun doing that. Plan strategy is important in daily. It's important for everyone. Too fast है तभी vertical horizontal integration आएगा दोस्त, पहले सेशन में सब पढ़ लोगे. Okay, can we say planned as creative strategy? You can. No harm in saying that. Reshma, direct entry, I think exam पहले clear कर लो, then you should go for articleship, right? It's important to clear the exams much more than articleship is what I feel. Exam clear होगा तो degree मिल जाएगी, articleship तो हो ही जाएगी. Majority people saying adaptive, reactive, proactive. मजे आ गए. I'll give you a hint, okay? I'll give you a hint. ये देखो मैंने आंसर क्वेश्चन में दिया हुआ है. I have given you the answer in the question itself. A planned strategy. A planned strategy. Okay. The correct answer is proactive. Because it is planned strategy. Question to पढ़ लो मेरे दोस्त. This is what you have to be very careful in examinations as well. This is examination preparation. The answer is in the question itself. ये देखो, planned strategy proactive होती है. I told you. Reactive, adaptive, all come under reactive. Planned strategy तो हमारी proactive होती है ना दोस्त. That is what we just studied. I've written a planned strategy. So the answer is proactive. Automatically question पढ़ने की जरूरत ही नहीं थी. Planned strategy देखते ही आपको proactive पता होना चाहिए. Right? The answer is proactive. As simple as that. Read the question carefully. A planned strategy. It's not a reactive strategy. It's a planned strategy. So it is proactive. Okay. Great. Now let's go to the main concept, which is strategic management. अपने chapter का नाम है Introduction to Strategic Management. The subject is strategic management. But what is strategic management? Strategic management is a never ending managerial process. It's a managerial process. Okay. Remember this keyword underline किया हुआ है. Remember this. Strategic management is a never ending managerial process. Of what? What do we do in strategic management? Number one is developing a strategic vision, right? Developing a strategic vision. Number two is setting objectives. Number one is developing a strategic vision. Two is setting objectives. Number three is crafting a strategy, then implementing it, evaluating it, and then correcting it, right? Very simple logic है flow का. समझते हैं? Again, get back into your dream business zone. It's a never ending managerial process where you develop a strategic vision. Okay. This is where I want my business to go. This is what I want my business to achieve. Then you set objectives, right? You set objectives. This is how I will reach that place. Okay. Developing a strategic vision is where do I want to reach as a business? Then you have objectives. How am I going to achieve that? That is your setting objectives. I will do this. I will do this. I will do this. Three objectives is what I want to do to achieve my vision. Then you start creating a strategy. You craft a strategy. If I want to do this, let's take an example now. Let's understand with an example. Again, let's go back to the cafe example. Okay, let's stick to that example. I want to open a cafe. My vision is to serve at least 5 lakh people in 1 year. This year, I want 5 lakh people to come to my cafe. It's a big vision, right? What is the objective? Objectives, I create objectives. Okay, the first 3 months, in the first 3 months, I want 50,000 customers coming offline. आसपास लोगों को बोल के पैम्फलेट से लेके आऊंगा 50,000. ठीक है. In the next 3 months, I want 2 lakh people. through internet. I want to advertise on internet. I want to put reels. I want to put YouTube shorts. I want to bring in some influencers. I'll pay them money to come eat at my place, whatever. Right? I create that objective. Right? This is how I'm going to achieve that. In final 3 months of the year, right? I want to go all out. I will market every place possible to bring more people to my cafe. This is my objective. Right? This is what I want to achieve in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. My vision is to serve 5 lakh people this year. Okay. Now I am crafting a strategy. When I say first 3 months offline सबको लेके आऊंगा, so I go shop to shop, door to door, pamphlets, tell to people, mouth publicity in the city, this, that, everything, big posters outside my shop, or in a tourist place. I send one two people to stand in a tourist place to tell people, okay, go there, you have good cafe there, right? You're crafting a strategy, you're building an idea. This is what I will do. That is your strategy. Then you implement it. You think about, this is what I'll do and this looks fine, this will help me, this is what I should do. Then you implement, you actually put that strategy into action. Okay, you put that strategy into action and then you evaluate. Implementation is putting into action and then you evaluate. Now you send people to a tourist place, you're talking to a lot of people, you're inviting a lot of people to come to your cafe and this and that. You're doing what you planned for, but you sit down after 30 days and see, is this making sense? You sit down after 30 days and then you figure out whether what I'm actually doing, is that helping, is that giving me the results I desire or not. If yes, I continue. If yes, I continue. But if my evaluation says that, boss, this is not the right thing, this is not helping me, this is not giving me the desired result, I take corrective adjustments where deemed appropriate. Simple hai. Simple hai. I correct that thing. If I think this is not working, then I correct it or I change it, right? Now, this is never ending process. ये तो never ending process है. आपको बिजनेस में कुछ ना कुछ तो करते ही रहोगे ना. कोई यहाँ से स्ट्रैटेजी, कभी वो प्लान, कभी कोई विजन, कभी कोई ऑब्जेक्टिव, नेक्स्ट ईयर, दिस मंथ, दैट मंथ, 5 ईयर, 10 ईयर, 3 ईयर, 2 ईयर, 6 मंथ, दिस ब्रांच, दैट ब्रांच, एक्सपेंशन, इंटरनेशनल एक्सपेंशन, ये वो, कुछ ना कुछ करते ही रहोगे. That is a never ending managerial process. Strategic management is a never ending managerial process, right? Of developing a strategic vision, setting objectives, crafting a strategy, implementing it, evaluating the strategy, and then initiating corrective adjustments where deemed appropriate, right? Okay. Step 2 and 3 more clearly. Step 2, setting objectives. Small goals, right? Vision बहुत लंबा होता है. 1 साल का vision होता है. 2 साल का vision होता है. Objectives are short goals. In next 3 months, in next 30 days, in next 50 days, what I want to do. That is step number 2. Step number 3 is building a strategy to achieve that objective. मैं कैसे achieve करूंगा अपना objective, right? Your vision is to become a chartered accountant. Your objective is to clear intermediate. Your strategy to clear intermediate is study 5 hours a day, 6 hours a day, solve papers, go for mock tests, practice a lot of questions. That is your strategy. You're implementing that by being in the classroom. You're evaluating whether it is going right or not. If you feel confident that my preparation is good, and if you feel that my preparation is not good, you take corrective actions or adjustment by spending extra 1 or 2 hours in studying. Simple hai dost. That is what strategy is. Crafting means to build something, right? Craft mein banate na, to create something. It is not compulsory, Kiran, to give both the groups together. If you're comfortable, only then give it. Objectives are like checkpoints in the path of vision. Maybe, yes. You can say that, Pranav. You can. जयदेव को ब्रेक चाहिए. जयदेव will take a break at 8:15. ठीक है. 15 मिनट बाद we'll take a break of 5 minutes. I know it's too early and you might want to just go and wash your face, drink some coffee or chai, whatever you prefer. We'll take a break after 15 minutes. At 8:15 लेंगे 5 मिनट का break, ठीक है? I have a plan. If I have planned a strategy for 5 years, but due to market situation, I have to change the plan, will that be included in reactive strategy? Absolutely yes. Is strategic management a universal process? Yes. Good that you guys are thinking on that level. Great. Objectives should be smart. I know, Geet, you're using that short form smart wala. If you're doing CA and CS together, do we need to do trainings of both courses? That's a good question, Rachna. Absolutely yes. What is ITI class? Reshma, you will get to know. थोड़ा Google search करो, YouTube करो, सब answers मिल जाएंगे. Instead of me telling you, Google पे जाओ, सब कुछ YouTube पे जाओ. People are telling you everything. Form कहाँ से भरना है, कैसे भरना है, वो भी लोग बता रहे हैं. Okay. Objectives are like small visions, kind of, yes, but पढ़ेंगे आगे इसके बारे में. We have entire topic on objectives. How many people say group 2 is more difficult? Is it true? Depends, मोहित. आपको subject पसंद है तो difficult नहीं है. आपको पसंद नहीं है, आपको irritate करता है कोई subject, तो वो आपको अच्छा नहीं लगेगा, वो tough लगेगा. Like I was very scared of taxation. मुझे तो हमेशा डर लगता था दोस्त. Sixth point, what is sixth point? Initiating corrective actions. That means if you feel your strategy is going right, you continue. If you feel the strategy is not going right, you discontinue or you change your strategy. Okay, that is strategic management. There's a question on the screen. Read the question again very carefully. To fight competition, the owner of a Momo stall has decided to give two more Momos for the same price. Identify the nature of action. Underline भी किया हुआ है मैंने एक word. Does the last point come under reactive strategy? Yes. Strategic management is continuous process. Absolutely yes, Ronak. Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time bound. विभू स्मार्ट का फुल फॉर्म दे दिए, सब लोग रट के आए हो क्या? Do 150-year-old companies like Tata even now follow these 6 steps consciously? Absolutely yes, they do. Is strategies for an organization as a whole, or it is be specific division in an organization? Darshan, that's a great question. Keep that question to yourself for next 3-4 sessions. We will understand. Okay. Every strategy gets broken down at functional level. Okay. वो हम पढ़ेंगे, यही तो पढ़ना है पूरे में. So it's a great question, but this is what this entire syllabus is about. Coming to this question, 95% people say business strategy. I see a few people saying trade trick or a scheme or a trade trick, right? But the correct answer is business strategy. That is right. Has decided to give two more momos. We just studied it's a business strategy to fight competition. To fight competition, business strategy बना रहा है कि भाई same price में 2 मोमोज और दे दूंगा. This is business strategy. As big as Tata, as big as Reliance, as big as like what Birlas, or as big as a Vedanta, KPMG, EY, or as big as any company you name of it, right? NHUL or whatever. And as small as a Momo stall wala, everybody is doing strategic management at their own level, right? Everybody is building business strategies. Everyone is doing dhanda. Everyone is trying to make money. Everyone is strategizing to fight competition. And that is the beauty of strategic management. It has no level in terms of who can do that. Every business, irrespective of the size, has to do this, right? Great. Before we go on to the break, let's take this topic, okay? Now, twin objectives of strategic management. Why should a management even do strategic management, right? Because one, it creates a competitive advantage. What does it do? It creates a competitive advantage, which is something unique and valued by the customers. A competitive advantage is something unique and valued by the customers to outperform the competition, right? You have to do strategic management. Number one, it's not a trade trick, it's a strategy, right? It's a thought process, it's a conscious planning by the momos wala. That is why it's a strategy. The number one objective of strategic management is to create competitive advantage. That means to tell people that we are better than the competition, right? How? By creating or giving them something unique and which is valued by the customers, right? Number two, to guide the company successfully through changes that are happening in the environment. Okay. Strategic management has two objectives. Number one, to create competitive advantage, which is something unique and valued. Underline, remember, एग्जाम में हमेशा पूछा जाता है competitive advantage, something which is very unique and valued by the customer is called competitive advantage. For example, the competitive advantage of an iPhone is quality. The competitive advantage of a Redmi phone is pricing, right? 12-15 हजार के अंदर क्या कैमरा दे देता है, क्या फोन दे देता है, right? An iPhone still at 70-80 thousand, it's giving you the quality. Each of the companies have their own competitive advantage, right? Because something unique and valued. Now, a Redmi ka user is not the market of iPhone. An iPhone user is not the market of Redmi. दोनों की market अलग है, segment ही अलग है, and they're providing something unique and valued to their customers. Like a Redmi is providing pricing with the best features. सारे features दे दो भाई, सारे features दे दो in 12-15 thousand. That is unique and valued by their customer. While an iPhone user says, I want quality, I want that shosha, I want that show off, right? So ठीक है. That is what they're charging. They have created that brand, that uniqueness, that value proposition for the customer. That is their competitive advantage. Second is to guide the company successfully through all the changes. Strategic management, being proactive and reactive. We just studied the process where we break down into 6 steps of strategic management. It helps the company, it helps the management to successfully guide through all the changes that are happening. Right now, for example, Starbucks is also now giving masala chai. इंडिया के अंदर आके स्टारबक्स चाय भी बेच रहा है, because people prefer tea over coffee in India as on date. So it wants to get to the customers. So it is changing its own products. It is changing its own strategy, right? To reach out to maximum number of customers in India. That is what strategic management ka twin objectives are. Can we say USP? USP, you can say so, but use the word competitive advantage. मार्क्स आपको competitive advantage लिखने पे ही मिलेंगे, ठीक है? एग्जाम टिप फॉर यू. Buy one get one free business policy or strategy. It's a strategy. It's not a policy. It's a strategy. The competitive advantage which I see in VLCC is quality of education, right? VLCC नहीं है दोस्त, जसप्रीत, this is VLC. VLCC तो अपना वो skins लेने का है. But good that you're looking at the quality of education you're getting here, right? I think all the faculties are putting a lot of effort here. iPhone also providing security much better than other mobile phones. Absolutely. Absolutely, Nidhi. That is what they're doing. What's trade trick? Trade trick is basically shaitani by a business person is called trade trick. Okay? I don't know if you watch Tarak Mehta or not. You have seen that episode where all the ladies go and buy that sari और वो साड़ी फटी हुई निकलती है, right? And then they do this garba thing to fight or to beat that dukandar, right? That is called trade trick, being over smart, कुछ और सामान बेच देना, right? This is called trade tricks that people use. Why am I giving Tarak Mehta examples? But okay. Is this reactive strategy of Starbucks? Absolutely yes. Starbucks placing the customer name on the coffee shop? Absolutely. Creating a unique experience? Good catch. Rachna, I will never use this study material directly. I'll tell you why. फिर आप लोग नहीं पढ़ोगे, right? That will be spoon feeding, and I don't want to do spoon feeding, right? It's easier for me to teach from study material as well. मेरे को मेहनत ही नहीं करनी पड़ेगी पीपीटी बनाने में. Why am I even doing so much mehnat in creating a presentation, right? I'm spending entire night creating this presentation because this will help you in revision. अच्छा, आप study material तो आपको पढ़नी ही है, and this is from study material only. मैंने खुद कुछ नहीं लिखा है. This is from study material only. Noor, I just explained trade trick. Trade tricks are basically the smart moves by business people, right? The smart moves they do or smart tricks they play with the customers, usko bolte hain trade trick, right? While a strategy is a planned thing, it's a reactive thing wherein you plan this is what I'll do, right? Attractive offers to customers are strategy. Absolutely, they're part of your marketing strategy. What is a scheme? Scheme is 21 दिन में पैसा double. Lakshmi Chit Fund, right? So schemes are part of within strategy. Okay. Now there are too many layers when you look at business, right? It's not very easy to do business. Business has a vision, it has objectives, it has a strategy, it has smaller plans within strategy. Within plans you have certain things like a business trick or a trade trick or a scheme or a plan or an offer or a customer specific offer. ये सब strategy के अंदर नीचे आते हैं, right? We'll not go into so much detail, you'll get confused. वो exam oriented भी नहीं है वो चीज, but just to understand, strategy will stop at strategy. We'll stop at strategy. And all of these things that की ऑफर दे देते हैं, बाय वन गेट वन फ्री दे देते हैं, एक केचप के साथ दो केचप फ्री, एक सॉक्स के साथ दो सॉक्स, whatever the scheme is, right? Whatever the offer is, that is part of within the strategy. वो strategy के अंदर ही छोटे offers होते हैं, right? As a business. Now your strategy could be to like get more luxury segment customers, ठीक है? Now let's say you have a boutique और आप लहंगे बेचते हो. You want to sell lehengas for like 80,000, 90,000. Okay. So what you will do is you will to attract customers who can spend 80, 90,000 on lehenga. उनके लिए आप offers निकालोगे, right? If you use a credit card, we'll give you 5% off. अमीर आदमी आके swipe करेगा. People who are buying for 4, 5,000 or a 10,000 or a 7, 8,000 lehenga, they might not find it attractive कि credit card लूं, बैंक में इतने पैसे रखो, credit card लो, फिर loan भरो. They won't use that offer, right? As much. But somebody who's buying an 80, 90,000 lehenga, they will prefer paying from a credit card. They earn points on that. 90,000 का खर्चा एक साथ करोगे तो points भी ज्यादा मिलेंगे. So you give them offers. You create offers within that. But your strategy is luxury segment customers, right? इसको बोलते हैं strategy के अंदर offers. ईएमआई बनवाओ, ये देखो लुटवाएगा मोहित सबको, कह रहे ईएमआई बनवाओ और ईएमआई भरते रहना. फिर मसाला चाय इज रिएक्टिव इन स्टारबक्स, राइट? आई थॉट मसाला चाय से रिएक्शन हो जाता है क्या? आई वाज जस्ट ड्रिंकिंग दैट, तो मुझे डर लग गया दोस्त. Spoon in chai patti packet is business strategy. No, that's an offer. That's it. वाजस्प्रीत great example. वैसे तो spoon in chai patti वैसे that is part of strategy, but strategy के अंदर वो एक marketing scheme है. पढ़ेंगे ये. जस्ट that's a great example you have used, right? Good example coming from जसप्रीत, but ये हम पढ़ेंगे functional level strategy में. जब marketing पढ़ेंगे ना तभी ये मेरे को याद दिलाना, right? Functional strategy chapter में ये पढ़ेंगे and then you will understand. But I'm really happy you guys are thinking beyond the strategy. Okay, कि क्या क्या offers आसपास चल रहे हैं दोस्त, यही तो strategic management है, यही तो मजा है इसका. Okay, Free momos is a strategy, but if momo quality is bad, then it is trade trick. Maybe उस chicken की जगह आपको सोयाबीन डाल के खिला दे तो वो trade trick है. दिस इज अ ग्रेट एग्जाम्पल, राइट? चिकन मोमोज के अंदर अगर वो सोयाबीन डाल के खिला रहा है, दैट इज अ ट्रेड ट्रिक. आपको लग रहा है मैं चिकन खा रहा हूँ, 200 रुपए के मोमोज खा रहा हूँ, चिकन है, अंदर पता चला सोयाबीन है. दैट इज अ ट्रेड ट्रिक. If shopkeeper is not getting any benefit, if the customer is using credit card, why not? The shopkeeper is getting more customers, right? 90,000 के लहंगे में निधि, यू विल हैव सो मच मार्जिन. लहंगा बनाने की कॉस्ट कितनी होगी? 20,000 रुपए, 25,000 रुपए, बेस्ट क्वालिटी. आप उसको 90,000 का बेच रहे हो, 5% डिस्काउंट भी दे दो, तब भी आप 50-60 हजार रुपए कमाओगे एक लहंगे पे, राइट? एंड इफ यू सेल 7,000 का लहंगा, यू विल ओनली मेक 3,000. यहाँ पे अब 60,000 कमाने की अपॉर्चुनिटी है आपके पास. शॉपकीपर को तो बहुत ज्यादा फायदा है. We're taking a break now. I'm just looking at the questions, right? Maggie doing trade tricks, giving less weight. That is a trade trick. Absolutely. Maggie का weight गिर जाना, Parle जी के biscuits पतले हो जाना. All of these are trade tricks. You're absolutely right. Thanks for helping me with the examples. If a company is pre-planning to react in various situations, then we can say not implementing reactive strategy. You cannot pre-plan to react. First of all, you can only react. प्री प्लान टू रिएक्ट क्या होता है? मतलब पापा से पूछने जा रहे हो गोवा जाने दोगे या नहीं, पहले ही सोच रहे थप्पड़ पड़ा तो कैसे, क्या रोऊंगा या नहीं रोऊंगा. ये प्री प्लानिंग हो गई रिएक्शन की. बिजनेस डजंट डू दैट. वी माइट डू दैट, बिजनेस डजंट डू दैट. Everyone who wants to take a break, I'll also take a break of 5 minutes. But I just want to solve all the questions. कुछ रह ना जाए. Absolutely, Office 365 Windows license free with laptops is a strategy ka part wherein this is a scheme, right? Vision, long-term strategy in business, mission strategy, short-term planning. We'll study about that. पता ना, आप अभी रखो इसको अपने पास, ये अभी हम विजन और मिशन पढ़ेंगे. अच्छा है, अच्छा है. You guys are bringing this up. पढ़ेंगे ये भी. You will get so much clarity about vision and mission. Giving winning prizes, smartwatches, absolutely. है बिल्कुल है strategy. Ola is offering auto instead of car, making change according to environment. Absolutely. Shraddha is saying no sir, taste is different. Okay. वो तो पता चल जाता है. श्रद्धा, यू आर स्मार्ट, नॉट एवरीवन इज एज स्मार्ट. मैं तो कभी कभी खा लेता हूँ, मुझे लगता है चिकन ही है, फिर बाद में पता चलता है चिकन नहीं था. बकेट विद हैंको इज ऑल्सो स्ट्रैटेजी. एब्सोल्युटली सुमेश. ये सबके घर में बकेट पहुंच गई है कि हैंको की? Perfect. How is Parle-G trade trick? Customers are price conscious in India, right? Price conscious है, price same रख रहा है, but biscuit पतले करता जा रहा है, right? That is a trade trick. All right, I think it's 8:18 right now. Let's take a break of 5 minutes or 7 minutes का break लेते हैं. 8:25. Okay, 8:25. Let us be back. Go freshen up, drink something, wash your face or whatever you want to do, right? I'll see you back at 8:25 sharp, and then we'll start with the next topic, which is why is strategic management important. Okay, let's take this break for 5-7 minutes. 8:25. We will be back. I will take this message and let me see if we can help you. Because I just saw you don't have to fill the chat with the same message 5 times. I read your message, right? Dikshita, your messages are visible. I can see that. Suraj, let me take this message to ICI team. Let's see what they respond. It's not in my control, but I'll for sure take your message to them. Okay. Let's see what they say. Is Google Pay reward a coupon, a trade trick? Not a trade trick, I would say. That's a marketing plan. That's a marketing strategy, right? It's not a trade trick. Well, I'm back and I'll wait for like a minute or so for all of you to be back as well. I'll just, if you're back, just give me a thumbs up. Okay, hi, hello, whatever suits you. Do ping in with a thumbs up. Okay, hi, hello, kuch bhi if you're back. And then probably we will start. Good. I just see very few people. कहाँ चले गए लोग भाई? आ जाओ वापस. So that we start where we left off. इतना लंबा break ले लिया क्या? You were saying यार 2 मिनट रुक जाओ चाय बन रही है अभी. अच्छा ठीक है सर. If you're back, just give me a hi, hello, whatever. I see Himanshu, Puneet, Jaspreet is back. Dikshit and Suraj are here. Good, good, good. I see. I can see Melina, your messages. Absolutely, I can. I just see that I can see your message, but I don't see any questions from you, Melina. You're understanding everything or you're confused. Cashback offers on online payment are also strategy. Absolutely, Bhumika. Everything is a strategy, my friend. Noor is there. Shraddha, Neetu, Rishma, back. Okay. Shraj, Rachna, Jay is there. Modam is there. Barkatullah is there. Kovuru, Bibu, good. Ramchandra Chetan, alright. I see people. Nidhi is there. अपराजिता ओके मैंने अपार शक्ति खुराना पढ़ लिया बट ठीक है मुझे एक्साइटेड हुआ अपार शक्ति खुराना भी आया पढ़ने कि स्वाति देन सिद्धि जय सैयद गुड Kanchan, entire my CA journey, what I did, how I did, I always talk about that, but always in the last session. Okay, my last session is always spent 1 hour talking about myself. I'm very proudy आदमी मैं अपने बारे में ही बात करता. But no, jokes apart. So if you want to like any questions from exam, how to prepare or how I did, I was not a brilliant student, but okay. Last session में करेंगे ये सब, right? पहले syllabus भगाएंगे and then we talk about all of this. But we will. I'll not leave this. Great. I see a few questions. Let me answer that. And then we get back to the topic where we left, which is why is strategic management so important? Why is it so important? Okay. वो पढ़ेंगे फिर. ज़्यादा slides नहीं है अपने पास. हो जाएगी फटाफट questions हो जाएंगे. We'll do that. Okay. Great. Question is, give another product for free cost. Buying another is a business strategy. Yes, business trade trick is a strategy. It is a part of strategy for sure. Thanks, Ronak. If you're liking the classes, I'm happy to hear that. You can understand easily. Good. Objective or descriptive. Sayed, ये आएगा. We have an entire topic on objectives and goals and mission and vision. वहाँ पे सारे doubts clear होंगे. But I'm happy you have these doubts. But hold to them. Syllabus में सब कुछ समझाया है. Okay. हाँ इसीलिए because that's true अरिजीत, that is true. इसीलिए सब वो बोलते हैं. Absolutely, Himanshu, that's a great one. That online sites do not show their prices until you go and sign in, है ना? होता है, I've seen that details, and after you say कि वहाँ पहुंच जाओगे, log in कर लोगे, they will get your data, phone number, email ID आपका ले लेंगे, फिर कहेंगे pricing है $9,000. आपको कभी $9,000 तो सैलरी नहीं है मेरा, right? How I'm going to pay that? जैसे कोई बात नहीं मत पे करो, but हमें आपका data मिल गया. And they'll sell your data and make money. That is how these companies do it. Okay, great. मोहित कितने सेशंस होंगे? 13 से 15 के बीच में होंगे. ओके 13 तो फॉर श्योर होंगे, 14 15 हम कर लेंगे, राइट? सो let's get back to why is strategic management important. फटाफट चलेंगे. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on theoretical topics. You know this, I know this. We need to learn this. Okay, keywords are highlighted for you already. Color kiya hua hai. When I upload this, refer this in your revision. It will help you. Not going into details. Okay, why is it important? It gives direction where the business wants to be. It enhances proactivity. It helps you developing a lot of plans. It provides a framework, right? It acts as a pathfinder. It provides a framework of all your major decisions. It acts as a pathfinder that this is where we want to go, this is how we want to do, and this is what we want to do, right? It serves as a corporate defense mechanism. It serves as a corporate defense mechanism against all the pitfalls, right? That means if something is going wrong, a strategic management or your strategy will help you save yourself from that, right? It will help you save from that. Now it enhances longevity of the business, which means business will be longer. In terms of, it ensures that business is long term and not short term, right? It means that business will be long term and not short term is what the idea is. Okay, very simply put, strategic management ensures that business is always thinking long term and not short term, right? It is always thinking long term and not short term is what the idea is. Okay, I see a question, but I'll come to that. This is a study material related question, so let's see. Okay, and what else? What else we have is helps develop certain competitive or helps develop certain competitive advantages. We talked about competitive advantages, which is something unique and valued by the customers. Strategic management important here because it helps develop that. When you have something unique and valued by the customer, it helps to develop that. So 7 points of why 7 points of why strategic management is important. It gives direction, it enhances proactivity, it provides a framework for all the decisions, it acts as a pathfinder for your future or for your business opportunities that are available in the market. It serves as a corporate defense mechanism. Underline, remember, write it down somewhere. Corporate defense mechanism, right? Which means if something goes wrong, strategic management already plans for that. It plans for the worst case scenarios. It helps you save yourself from the worst cases of the business. It enhances longevity of the business. That means it always thinks about long term of the business. It always thinks about enhancement of the longevity कि धंधा 10 साल चलेगा, 20 साल चलेगा. It is not like कि अगले 2 महीने काम करके बंद कर देना है, right? And it helps develop certain competitive advantages which are very unique and valued by the customers, right? Which are unique and valued by the customers. 7 points. Any questions on this? Any questions on this? When we apply for tender, we have need to quote prices. That is not strategy. ये तो process है tender का. ऐसे ही tender होता है. इसमें strategy क्या है? इसमें strategy कुछ नहीं है. There is no strategy in this. Any doubts on why strategic management important? No questions. That means everything is clear. Good. Okay. Corporate defense mechanism. Good that you're asking this question. Pitfalls. Okay. Corporate defense mechanism comes under planning strategy. Absolutely yes. See, corporate defense mechanism is very simple. Corporate defense mechanism is basically, I'll give you an example. Okay. Now, I am building a strategy. Let's take live example. Okay. You and me are part of Geo. जो Geo internet दे रहा है Reliance. Okay. We all are part of Jio की management team, ठीक है? And we decide we will give free internet to everyone. Our strategy is we will give free internet to everyone. Okay. Now it serves as a corporate defense mechanism. Is I know if I'm going to give free internet, there will be legal problems. There will be legal challenges, right? There will be legal problems, legal challenges. Just give me 1 second. I think just give me 1 second. I'll go on mute. Just 1 second. All right. So corporate defense mechanism means if you're building a strategy, right, and you plan that if anything goes wrong, right, what am I as a business going to do to recover from that? Okay. Now what is happening is you say ki, I will give free internet, and you know that there will be legal challenges, or Airtel will do a case on me, or some company will come and say this is not right. You are not being fair to the customers, not being fair to the market, right? So what will you do? You will prepare a corporate defense mechanism, which means you will strategize if this goes wrong. What am I going to do? Right? If this goes wrong, what is my plan B? This creation of plan B is called corporate defense mechanism. Right? If this goes wrong, what is our second best alternative? Right? If this goes right, how do we double up? And if something goes wrong, how do I save myself from this if this strategy fails? Okay. If this strategy fails, what am I going to do? What is my plan B? That is called corporate defense mechanism. ठीक है? Simple. Pathfinder means market में क्या क्या opportunities चल रही हैं, technology is changing, right? Now there are so many business opportunities around you, edtech, your new AI, machine learning, or this and that, इतना सारा technology हो रहा है. What are the business opportunities? So strategic management helps you understand कि आसपास क्या हो रहा है, how do I change with time? That is called act as a pathfinder. It gives you direction. भाई AI में disruption आ रही है, bring something in your business which is related to AI or ML, which is machine learning or artificial intelligence. That is Pathfinder. What is enhances proactivity is basis. So once you start seeing changes, you start reacting a lot. आपको पता चल जाता है कि अगर इतना ही change है environment में, how do I plan for next 2 years? Right? So you become really proactive by reacting a lot, right? I'll give you an example. If your friends are always bitching about you, right? If your friends are always saying bad things about you, earlier, ek do bari you will react. First time you will be very shocked, very sad. Second time you will be very angry. यार ये तो मेरे बारे में बात करते रहते हैं. Third time, your mind will be already in the zone कि ये तो करते ही ऐसे हैं. I am not bothered by this, right? I'm not bothered by this. ये तो करते ही ऐसे हैं. This is called being enhancing proactivity. You have reacted so much to the changes that you become proactive. अब पहले से आपका दिमाग बोल रहा है प्री प्लान्ड कि इन्होंने तो बात करनी है, छोड़ो इनको, right? That is what a business also does, right? Reacting to multiple changes, it becomes immune to so many changes that it becomes proactive कि फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता, change हो रहा है होने दो, right? We will go where we are going as a business. If things are changing, that's okay. Beyond my control, I will go on my path, right? That is called enhances proactivity. Okay. Backup plan is corporate defense mechanism. Enhances longevity. Number 6 means it is always about long term. Strategic management is always about long term. It enhances longevity, right? Which is basically 3 महीने के लिए धंधा नहीं कर रहे हैं, 5 साल 10 साल के लिए कर रहे हैं, इस माइंडसेट से बनाई जाती है. दैट इज वाई इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज इट लुक्स एट थिंग्स लॉन्ग टर्म. इट गिव्स यू कॉन्फिडेंस, इट गिव्स यू मोटिवेशन, helps develop certain competitive advantages. It helps you identify what is unique in your business that the customer will value. That is why it is important. Okay, cool. Let's go to limits attached. Limit भी है, right? अगर advantages हैं strategic management की, तो disadvantages भी हैं. 4 disadvantages है. Number 1, it is highly complex and turbulent environment, right? It is very difficult to make decisions and implement them on time because the environment is so complex and turbulent. आज कोई और गवर्नमेंट है, आज कहीं राइट्स हो गए, नेचुरल डिजास्टर हो गया, इन्फ्लेशन हो गई, बैंक बंद हो गए, people are switching jobs, people don't want to stay in your company, or money problem, or bank is closing, bank goes bankrupt, interest rates are rising, customers are not spending money, customers are saving a lot of money now. Too many things happening for a business, too many things happening for a business, so it's highly complex and turbulent environment, which is a disadvantage for strategy. Kitna plan kar loge dost, right? You cannot plan so much as much changes are happening around you. That is one disadvantage. Number two is time consuming process, right? It is a time consuming process. It is not like आप एक घंटे में बैठ के strategy बना सकते हो. You cannot. Strategic management is not just about planning, it is about implementing, it is about analyzing, it is about enhancing, it is about changing with time, it is about doing corrective actions. Those 6 steps, they are time consuming process, right? It is to be planned, it is to be implemented, it is to be checked, it is to be evaluated, it is to be corrected. It is a time consuming process. बहुत time इसमें जाता है, right? So the the management has to be very careful कि कितना time लगाना है planning करने में. सिर्फ planning और implementation ही करते रहना है या real धंधा भी करना है, right? It is costly. More people, more hours, because management, it's a managerial process, and managers or the managerial people have the highest salary. We all know that, right? अब हाईएस्ट सैलरी वाला आदमी ज्यादा टाइम यहाँ लगाएगा तो इट विल बिकम अ कॉस्टली प्रोसेस फॉर द कंपनी, राइट? Somebody having a salary of 50-60 lakhs, somebody having a salary of 70-80 lakh rupees, CFOs, CEOs, chief marketing officers, or whoever they are, right? All these men and women and all these people who are in the top management, what are they doing, right? Let's say there's a CFO and she says, I want to do strategic management, I want to change the entire financial structure of the company, and she spends another 2 months planning for this change. अभी 2 महीने का उसका सैलरी तो सिर्फ प्लानिंग में चला गया कंपनी के लिए, correct? So it's a costly process. Then she will bring some consultants. She will ask EY, KPMG, PwC, Deloitte, McKinsey, or Bain, or XYZ companies to come and tell them कि भाई हम लोग ये करना चाह रहे हैं. Is this right or not? Is this good for my business or not? They will charge money as well. They will charge money for their consultancy. It's a costly process. Difficult to estimate competitive responses. Okay? अब ये मोमोज वाले ने 2 मोमोज बढ़ा दिए, एग्जाम्पल से समझते हैं ना. डिफिकल्ट टू एस्टिमेट कंपेटिटिव रिस्पॉन्सेज इज prices remain the same, momos wala increased 2 more momos in the proposal. The competition, somebody standing next to him 3 momos कर दिए, कहते ले भाई compete करेगा, मैंने 3 momos free दिए, अब कर. अब आप 4 तो दे नहीं पाओगे. You as a business cannot afford to give 4 free momos, right? प्लेट में ही 6 हैं. So competitive response is difficult to estimate. How aggressive the other competitor can be to your strategy, that is very difficult to estimate. Very difficult to estimate. Some companies might kill you in competition. Some you might kill in competition, right? So it's very difficult to estimate the competition. 3 or 4 disadvantages of strategic management is highly complex and turbulent environment. It is time consuming process. It is really costly to the company. And number 4, it is difficult to estimate the competitor's response, the response of the market, the response of the competition to your strategy, right? Turbulent means very it's turbulent क्या समझ सकते हो आप? It's like a lot of movement, a lot of changes, ashant, right? It is not a plain flat thing, it's always moving, it's very wavy, बहुत सारे changes आते हैं, turbulent वो होता है, right? That's a great question, Ramchandran. आप पूछ रहे हैं, if strategic management is so costly process, then how do startups and medium and small scale businesses strategize? Great question, right? Now think about this. Why are startups or medium and small scale businesses still startup medium or small scale and not a large scale or a big MNC? Batao. Because they're not able to spend on strategic management for the simple reason, right? Yeah, if you cannot spend a lot of money on strategizing, getting the best brains, getting the best consultancy, that is why your business remains medium or small. To make it large, you will have to invest a lot in strategic management. The question itself has the answer. Not peaceful, Mohit. Thanks for helping me. Turbulent means not peaceful. That's a good one. Thanks, Suraj. I think presentation भी काम कर रही है अब आपको. So good. Turbulence in plane. Geet, good example again. वो plane इधर उधर घूमने लगता है जब. If you're in aeroplane, that is turbulence. Dynamic means ever changing. Dynamic is turbulent. That is also good. ये सब BCK वाले keywords use कर रहे हो पता है मुझे. Dynamic. BCK is ever changing. BCK is has multifaceted impact, right? I remember all of this. It is not only for large businesses, right, Soumya? It is for everyone. मैं momos वाला का example दे रहा हूँ दोस्त आपको. I'm not giving you wow momos or a biggest momos shop. I'm just giving you a small momos vendor. Even he or she is doing a strategic management. It's a costly process when you do with the entire steps, when you have functions, when you have a company, right? However, strategic management is something which is very core to every business, but it's costly, right? अब वो दो मोमोज दे रहा है तो खर्चा है ना उसका. It's a costly process. It's going to cost him some money, right? It's not going to be free scheme or a free like business strategy for the momos wala, right? ये देखो रट के बैठे हैं, इक्लेक्टिक मल्टीफेसेटेड डायनामिक. ये बीसी के वाले सब यहीं बैठे हैं मालूम है मेरे को. How can a CA help in strategic management? Keshav, you are undermining your capabilities. You can help a lot. Okay, that is what I'll just say. Is there a ballpark number for the cost of SM? No, really depends. Heaven, आपको, it really depends how much the business wants to spend and feels is right to spend. He's decreasing the profit, right? Cost है free momos की. क्वेश्चन ऑन जो स्क्रीन बॉयज एंड गर्ल्स, फटाफट से क्वेश्चन पढ़ेंगे, केयरफुली पढ़ेंगे और फिर आंसर देंगे. Mayank was confident that they can implement a new strategy for the delivery business as was easily manageable problem. We just talked about disadvantages of strategic management. Out of this, which is the most easily manageable problem of strategic management? बताओ मयंक को. मयंक को आपकी मदद चाहिए. Mayank wants to know. It is the cost is not borne. Soumyakanta, cost can be borne, but not to the level of large businesses. So you will eventually spend. Now a Seth ji, right? Let's say a jewelry shop ke Seth ji is doing some business strategy planning. He's actually spending his own time in building that strategy. So that is also costly, right? He's spending that time of his time is money. वो भी cost है उनके लिए, right? Think from a business perspective. 4 घंटे बैठ के if you're strategizing कि यार मैं raw material कहाँ से change करूँ, how I make more money, you're spending your own time. And if you're a Sage of a 2 crore, 5 crore धंधा, then that your time is money and you're spending money if you're spending time on strategic management. So every business, it's not just for the large businesses. It's about everyone, but it's costly is what we are saying. We're not saying you cannot do because you're a small company. You can do, but it's going to be costly. It will cost a lot is an easily manageable problem. Sure. Okay. Some people saying competition is smart and quick to respond is easily manageable problem. Business environment is complex to gauge. Okay. सब लोग गलत हो पहले ही बता रहा हूँ. हाँ अभी आया. I see some A's as well. Swati, Koburu, Neetu are saying A. Akshay is saying A. ठीक है. Divya is saying A. I see a lot of girls are saying will take too much time is manageable. Majority boys are saying it will cost a lot is manageable. ये लड़के लोग को इतना कॉन्फिडेंस होता है ना कि पैसा उड़ाओ. पैसा क्या चीज है? पैसा तो हाथ की मैल है. ये वही दिख रहा है मुझे भी. I can see that trend. And girls are saying, no, 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 no. I want time for myself. I want my me time. So time is money for me. I can see that trend. साफ दिख रहा है. The right answer is it will take too much time is manageable, दोस्त. Because time is in your control. कैसी बात कर दी यार बताओ. एक second. Think about this. You as a business, out of these four things, what do you control? You only control your time. As a business, you only control your time. Competition you cannot control, environment you cannot control, cost, that means essentially आपको पैसा चाहिए. इसके लिए पैसा तो बाहर से ही लोगे ना. You will take a bank loan, you will pay interest on that, you will get investors, या फिर आप शार्क टैंक में जाके फंडिंग उठाओगे, इक्विटी डाइल्यूट करोगे, right? This is not a easily manageable problem. You're dependent on somebody else to get money. When you have to spend a lot of money, you have to get money from somebody. You're dependent on somebody. You're dependent on somebody to get money. You're dependent on competition in option B. You're dependent on the environment in option D. But option A is what you control as a business for yourself. कि मेरे को 2 घंटे लगाने प्लानिंग में और स्ट्रैटेजी में, या 10 दिन लगाने हैं या 2 महीने लगाने हैं. It depends on you. You can control that. So the easily manageable problem is option A, because that is the only thing in your control. That is the only thing that you can control individually as a business. All the other things you're dependent on somebody. You're dependent on somebody and it is not hence easily manageable. ठीक है sir. Easy है, but logic है. No problem. बहुत कुछ आएगा अभी. Chapter चल रहा है. Okay. Great. यार सरप्लस और रिजर्व्स होंगे तो फिर कॉस्ट की प्रॉब्लम ही क्यों होगी ना दोस्त. हिमांशु, हम कह रहे हैं इजीली मैनेजेबल प्रॉब्लम. अगर आपके पास पैसा ही पैसा है तो वो प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं रही ना. वो तो मैनेजेबल तो तब होगी जब कोई प्रॉब्लम हो. आप तो कह रहे हो मेरे को प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है. आप तो क्वेश्चन ही चेंज कर रहे हो. यू चेंजिंग द क्वेश्चन इटसेल्फ सेइंग दैट आई हैव सरप्लस मनी, देन दैट इज नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम फॉर यू. वी आर सेइंग इट इज एन इजीली मैनेजेबल प्रॉब्लम essentially. The essence of the question is, out of these four, see, okay, you might be right, but the essence of the question is, out of these four, out of these four, which is the most manageable thing in your control? And the only thing that you can control out of the four easiest, you can control cost also, you can control competition also, you can control that, but easiest, easily manageable, right? It's time. सबसे easy तो time manage करना है ना आपके लिए. पैसा भी नहीं लगता इसमें. तो time manage करने में तो पैसा भी नहीं लगता है, कोई cost नहीं लगती है. The better you manage your time, the better it is for the business. So it's the most easiest manageable problem out of the four. वो था question का sense. You might have excess money, so your cost is also manageable. But still not every business has. वो there's a meme ना, लक्ष्मण सबके पास नहीं होता. So that is what it is. If you have money, then you can manage. But easiest to manage out of the four is time. As simple as that. Right? You might be right. पैसा है तो कोई problem ही नहीं है. वो तो हर जगह ही है. Okay? Great. Now this is where the entire syllabus starts to get interesting. Okay? Your chapters 4, 5, 6, right? Chapter 4, 5, 6 में हम लोग इनको और level अंदर जाएंगे. But to give you an introduction, that strategic levels in an organization are 4 levels. 4 level होते हैं. सबसे ऊपर बैठे हैं, the topmost people in the organization are promoters. They are the owners of the business, of the company, of the organization, one and the same thing. Then come the corporate level. Then come the corporate level, the C-suite, that is your CEOs, CXO, CFO, CTO, CHRO, CMO, whatever C, all the C's sit here, right? C suite. ये C's अभी joke मत पकड़ना है इस पे, okay? So C suite, all the CFOs, CEOs, everyone sits at corporate level. उनके एक लेवल नीचे आता है डिविजनल लेवल. उनके एक लेवल नीचे आता है डिविजनल लेवल, which are general managers, which are general managers. Below divisional level, we have functional level, which are functional managers like purchasing, HR, XYZ. Promoters, corporate level, divisional level, functional level. Promoters, corporate, divisional, functional. Promoter, corporate, divisional, functional. ठीक. Promoter are owners, chairperson, chairman, ये वो जो भी है, right? They are the owners, the shareholders. Everyone sits there. Corporate level are CEO, CFO, CXO, all the C wala people who actually do the strategic management, the managerial, the key people, the key group of people. Slide number 2. The key group of people, these are corporate level people, okay? Divisional level are general managers, which actually implement the strategies given by the corporate level managers. डिविजनल मैनेजर्स के पास आता है जो स्ट्रैटेजी बनी है इंप्लीमेंट करने का टास्क कम्स टू डिविजनल लेवल. डिविजनल लेवल देन डिवाइड्स इट टू द फंक्शनल लेवल मैनेजर्स जो उनके नीचे होते हैं. देन फंक्शनल लेवल मैनेजर्स डिवाइड इट अमंग्स्ट द एम्प्लॉइज, द जनरल पीपल हु वर्क इन द कंपनी. Promoters, corporate, divisional, functional. Corporate से divisional, distributes to functional, functional distributes to employees, right? That is how the organization works. At each of these levels, there are different strategies. At each of these levels, a corporate level, a business level, which is a divisional level, we also call it a business level. And third, we call it as the functional level. Each of these levels have their own set of strategies. And this is what we will study in upcoming chapters 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That at each of these levels, what kind of strategies are made, why are they made, and how are they made, right? यही पढ़ेंगे हम पूरे syllabus में. The 3 levels of organization and the strategies at each of these 3 levels. Now, just to understand this better, think from your school perspective, okay? There was a chairperson, then there was the school principal, then HODs, head of the department of economics, head of the department of mathematics, and then you had class teachers, right? And then every class had class teachers. This is same thing. The same thing happens in organization. Chairperson, then corporate level principal, divisional level HODs, then class teachers are your functional level, and you students are actually working and doing stuff in the school, right? Or the head boy, head girl, समझ लो employees हैं. Head girl, head boys, all the prefects and everyone are the employees, and class teacher उनसे काम करवाती है, right? That is how an organization is also functioning. That is how generally how all the organizations work. ठीक है जी? Very good. एक क्वेश्चन आ गया आपकी स्क्रीन पे अब. There's a question on the screen. Mr. Lalwani, Director of Finance at Pink Limited, was sent to Dubai for an event to represent the company's vision for next 10 years. क्या बात है? Which level could he possibly definitely not be from? Which level could he definitely not be from? Mr. Lalwani, Director of Finance at Pink Limited, was sent to Dubai for an event to represent the company's vision for the next 10 years. Okay. कौन से level से he can definitely not be? I just see 2 answers and I'm waiting for others. Akshay, Himanshu and Rajiv have given me the answer. Let's see what about others. Okay, I see answers now. Majority saying functional level, which is right. He could definitely not be from functional level. He could either be corporate or business. ठीक है, कॉर्पोरेट लेवल से हो सकते हैं, बिजनेस लेवल से हो सकते हैं, फंक्शनल तो नहीं हो सकते हैं, डायरेक्टर ऑफ फाइनेंस है, राइट? और विजन की बात करते हैं तो ऑब्वियसली कहीं ऊपर के लेवल पे ही होंगे, विच इज एब्सोल्युटली राइट. अनदर क्वेश्चन ऑन द स्क्रीन. मजा आएगा, क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करोगे तभी तो पता चलेगा इफ यू आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग इट और नॉट. Right? Honoka, CEO of Hitachi, recently divided her company into three divisions and named Takahito as one of the lead division of Division X, right? Which managerial level is Takahito most likely to be from? बताइए. जापानीज कंपनी की बात कर रहे हैं हम यहाँ पे. देखो कितना इंटरनेशनल कोर्स बना दिया हमने. हाँ जी कृष्णा, आई कैन सी योर मैसेजेस. बिल्कुल पहुंच रहे हैं मेरे पास. Business level, divisional level, one and the same thing, Himanshu. Abhi I was telling. Divisional level is same as business level, or business level is same as divisional level. ठीक है? इस वाले क्वेश्चन का आंसर भी दीजिए मेरे को फटाफट से. Corporate, corporate, business, 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 corporate, 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 corporate. None of these. ये बढ़िया है. None of these. Question ही wrong है ना? ये लिख दो. Question is wrong. The correct answer is business level. Division, तीन डिवीजन बनाए, तीन डिवीजन बनाए, तीन डिवीजन में से एक डिवीजन के हेड को, डिवीजन एक्स का हेड बना दिया इनको. डिविजनल मैन लेवल बिजनेस लेवल होता है, नाम में ही दे दिया आंसर मैंने तो. डिविजनल, डिवीजन के हेड, डिविजनल लेवल विच इज बिजनेस लेवल. सिंपल लॉजिक. बिजनेस लेवल बिकॉज डिवीजन के हेड हैं तो डिविजनल लेवल होगा. डिविजनल लेवल इज सेम एज बिजनेस लेवल. ओके, great. Now let's go to an interesting concept called strategic business unit. Okay. The interesting concept of strategic business unit says very simple thing. Okay. It says any large organization. Now SBUs are only relevant to large organizations, right? They're only relevant to large organizations. Now what happens is large organizations means what? Huge organizations which have multiple businesses. Huge organizations which have multiple businesses. Okay. Now, a typical large organization having multiple unrelated businesses, which means a typical that competes in several different businesses is divided into multiple divisions and a number of segments that work together to bring a particular product very technical. कोई sense नहीं बन रही इसकी, right? But let me tell you this, okay? I have a pen. No. ठीक है, चलेगा. So think about this. Now there's a company called HUL. Okay, there's a company called Hindustan Unilever Limited. We all know this. HUL जानते हैं हम लोग. Give me an okay. Give me a yes. Do you know about the company HUL, which is Hindustan Unilever Limited? HUL को जानते हो तो एक thumbs up दे दो. टाटा टी, ओ टाटा टी कह दो, सॉरी. आपकी ये ताजमहल चाय, एक्स ब्रू कॉफी, एक्स डिओड्रेंट, रेड लेबल चाय, ये सब HUL बनाता है. You heard about the company HUL? Yes, absolutely. All of us have, right? Shraddha says yes. All of us say yes. Now, a company like HUL has unrelated, भाई deodorant बना रहा है Axe का, कॉफी बना रहा है, चाय बना रहा है, साबुन बना रहा है, राइट? सर्फ एक्सेल बना रहे हैं, और अपना बॉन्ड कॉन्सेप्ट वो भी बना, बूस्ट बना रहे हैं, राइट? They are making everything which is unrelated. Deodorant, coffee, tea, soaps, shampoos, then whatever, right? They're creating different businesses under the same company. Now, it's difficult to manage because every brand will have their own set of competitors, will have their own manufacturing plant will have their own logistics, will have their own different kind of marketing, will have a different market segment, will have a different environment, will have a different legal compliance, will have different margins. सब कुछ अलग होगा. The kind of business what Axe deodorant is very different from what your Taj Mahal chai is or a red label tea is, right? It's entirely different, but they are part of the same company. They're done by the same company, which is HUL. Now, how do these big companies actually manage this huge businesses through use of strategic business units? They use the concept of strategic business units. Okay. Now, any large organization divides its entire company into different brands called strategic business units, right? And the principal general managers of each of these SBUs, the principal general manager of each of these divisions are responsible for their SBU. So within a business, they create small business units and they call it strategic business unit. Each strategic business unit has its own CEO. Each strategic business has its own functions. Each strategic business unit has its own set of competitors. एक separate business की तरह it works. उनका खुद का CEO है, उनकी खुद की marketing team है, खुद finance team है, उनका सब कुछ अलग कर देते हैं वो. And they create it as a separate business unit called strategic business unit. And all of these strategic business units have their own set of functions: CEO, CFO, marketing team, finance team, HR team, product team, sales team, purchase team. उनकी खुद की पूरी एक team होती है. And that is how these huge businesses manage their entire business, right? So Axe is an SBU, Brew SBU, Kurkure SBU. I'm just giving an example that is from PepsiCo though, but Red Label SBU, then Taj Mahal SBU. They create SBUs to manage their business, which is different, which is unrelated, different branch within the same company. And this is where the concept of SBU comes into picture, right? This is called strategic business units. Absolutely. HUL is a subsidiary of British Unilever. The Indian company of Unilever is Hindustan Unilever. You're right. Will questions be discussed in next session? Absolutely. Every session has questions. But which questions do you want to see? Ice cream, they also make quality walls. I think what? Quality is also under HUL now, right? Clinic Plus. Clinic Plus shampoos are also by HUL. Good to see that you guys know what HUL is selling, right? Do you understand the concept of SBUs? Give me a yes. If no, let's see any questions, right? I'll pause for a minute here. If you have any doubts, ask. Otherwise, we go forward. At what level all the SBUs are connected? At corporate, the topmost level. The topmost level pe they get connected. Uske niche they are separate altogether. Reliance will also have SBUs. I'm not very sure, but it will have as well. So SBU is corporate level if taken in singularity or separately, and when taken at a business and whole divisional level. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. If it's taken in isolation or singularity, it is at corporate level. But if you look at it as a business as a whole, it is at divisional level. Good. You're right. All clear. All clear. Good. Let's see. I want anyone who has doubts to please ask and get clarified. Clinic Plus is one SBU, Lux is other SBU, या फिर all shampoos is an SBU. See, just it really depends on the company. What I know about HUL, that's a separate SBU altogether. Every brand is a separate SBU, but it really depends. Some companies can even have shampoos as SBU और उसके अंदर 3-4 brands हो सकते हैं. It really depends on the business, how they want to manage. Okay, but good observation. Now you understand SBU much better. But it really depends on the business. उनको shampoo SBU रखना है या हर brand को SBU रखना है. But HUL is so big, they keep every brand as SBU. On what basis it is divided? Generally, it is divided based on market, the customer. Generally based on customer, but it can be on geography. A area like North India, South India, East India, West India भी हो सकता है. It really depends on the business again. It can be based on customers. It can be based on the product. It can be based on the distribution channel. That everything online SBU, offline SBU. जो भी online बेच रहे हैं वो online SBU है, जो भी offline बेच रहे हैं वो offline SBU है. It can be anything, right? Again, depends on the business how they want to manage. They can use any metric to build an SBU. Swati, again, it's very simple, 20 seconds. Each business which is separate within a company, which is different, has different market, has different customers, is considered as an SBU, right? And that is how each of these SBUs is managed by a separate person altogether. They have their own CEO, they have their own functions, they have their own everything. It's a separate business within the business. That is why it's called a strategic business unit. That's why it's called a strategic business unit. Okay. Will the same product with different name come under SPU? Depends again. That's not the right question, Urdu. Okay, SBU is not about names. It is not about the brand name. It is about the product. Okay, and companies decide themselves what should come under which SBU. Do public companies possibly have SBUs? Majority of them, yes. Is Amul also having SBUs? It will for sure. I think it will also have SBU strategy for sure. Paneer, doodh, cream, Amul pantry. SBUs are different for different category of products. Yes. It is like holding and subsidiary company. No. होल्डिंग सब्सिडी का कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं है, एक ही कंपनी है, कोई अलग नहीं है, एक ही कंपनी है. इट्स नॉट अ सब्सिडरी, इट्स अ स्ट्रेटेजिक बिजनेस यूनिट, इट्स नॉट अ सब्सिडरी. Will same product with different names come under SBU? I just answered that. What else? Grocery thing is selling SBU. Okay, that's a statement or a question. You think there are very disadvantages? That depends, Geet. Once you start your business, you can decide if this makes sense or not. Okay, cool. Let's go to the next topic, which is strategic levels in an organization. Okay, strategic levels in an organization, again, very simple: corporate, business, and functional level. We just talked about this. I will not spend much time here. Corporate are the top people, the top decision making happens here. Business level managers are like your corporate managers, where the decisions of the concerned corporate comes to business level to execute that. Actual execution happens at functional level managers, who then divide the work amongst the employees. This is where turning of decisions into actions happen. This is where turning of decisions into actions happen, is functional level managers. Okay, great. Question on your screen very quickly. Anyway, I'll be uploading this, so आपको मिल ही जाएंगे notes. If an MNC is having diversified business, every business is SBU. Depends if the company wants to manage them as SBU. It can be. It is one business, but for strategy, for every individual brand, it is SBU. Yes. HUL is called a company. HUL तो कंपनी है. HUL कंपनी के अंडर सारे SBUs हैं उसके अपने. It's an internal structuring. There's a question on the screen. Read it very carefully and answer. Okay. Naresh, Kishore, Shraddha have given the answer. Let's wait for others. And तीनों ने अलग आंसर दिया है. A दिया है, B दिया है और C दिया है. Let's see who's right. Corporate, 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 business, 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 corporate, 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 business. Okay. Jojoba is active in a wide range of businesses, including FMCG, fintech, edtech, and real estate. Which level managers are responsible for development of strategy for resources allocated to fintech? ट्रिक क्वेश्चन है ये, क्वेश्चन को ध्यान से पढ़ना. इट्स अ ट्रिक क्वेश्चन. I can tell you already it's a trick question. The correct answer is, ठीक है, okay. मजा आया देख के, गलत आंसर्स देख के मजा आया मुझे. Very good. The correct answer is business level managers. I'll tell you why. Which level managers are responsible for development of strategy for resources allocated to fintech? Resources already allocated है fintech को. Resource allocation is done by corporate level managers. Okay. Resource allocation is done by corporate level managers and the resources have already been allocated. अगर ऑलरेडी एलोकेटेड है तो कॉर्पोरेट तो नहीं है मैन, ये लेवल का, इसको तो मिला है ऊपर से. किससे मिला है? कॉर्पोरेट से मिला है. नेक्स्ट लेवल इज बिजनेस लेवल. सो दिस which level managers are responsible are business level managers, because allocation of resources has already happened at corporate level. The next level in line is business level, and this is where these are the level managers responsible for development, which is business level managers. Okay. ये मस्त आंसर है. प्रोमोटर्स भी दिए किसी ने आंसर. ये तो प्रोमोटर ही हो गए सारे. प्रोमोटर मैनेजर नहीं होता पहली बात. वो ओनर है, वो मैनेजर नहीं है, वो ओनर है बिजनेस का. राइट. ओके. बिजनेस लेवल नहीं, बिजनेस लेवल इज द राइट आंसर, नॉट फंक्शनल और प्रोमोटर्स. ओके. ग्रेट. Strategic management for not-for-profit and government organizations. अभी तक we were just studying, right? I think this is your last topic. इसके बाद we will see if what we have. We'll have some questions, but the last topic I think should be that strategic management for not-for-profit and government organizations. Very simple topic. 2 minutes let's spend on this. The logic here is we've been talking about businesses which are making money. We're talking about businesses which are profit driven. We are talking about businesses who are inclined towards building a better business, building some business for themselves, right? उसी की बात कर रहे हैं हम लोग. However, strategic management is also needed in businesses which are not for profit, like NGOs. It is also needed in government companies, which are essentially not focused on profit making, but on accessibility of resources to the general public. सरकारी कंपनी का तो एक्सेस के ऊपर ध्यान होता है कि every गांव, every शहर should have access to the basics of electricity, of food, water, whatever they are working in, right? Or electricity, or food, or water, or medical, whatever it is. Now, do they also need strategic management? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. Okay. Why? Why? Compared to them, right? They face a challenge in getting the right amount of funds. Government organizations or NGOs, they often function as monopoly. गवर्नमेंट कंपनी का तो कोई कंपटीशन ही नहीं होता है ना ज्यादातर. रेलवेज का क्या ही कंपटीशन है. LIC का अब कंपटीशन आना शुरू हुआ है, right? Government companies generally do not have a competition altogether. They are government companies. They are into a in an industry where they have to serve the public is what their concern is, right? They produce a product or service that offers little or no measurability of performance because it's a government company, it's an NGO. तो उनको परफॉर्मेंस कुछ नहीं होती कि कितना मार्जिन हो गया, कितनी ग्रोथ हो गई. दे आर नॉट कंसर्न्ड अबाउट दैट कि हाउ मच इज railways growing, we want to grow railways. They don't have such kind of flashy metrics, right? To give to the investors. Finally, they're totally dependent on outside financing. Okay. Now, they need strategic management for two reasons. First is they have a challenge in getting the right amount of funds, right? If a government company or an NGO wants money, right, they want to get the right amount of funds, they have to function in a very organized manner. They have to be an organized business. They cannot be कि ये कोई plan नहीं है, बिना plan के company चलती जा रही है, या बिना plan के we are doing an NGO. That cannot happen. To be an organized organization or an organized business, they have to have strategic management. Second is they are dependent on outside financing. NGOs need charity, NGOs need help, sponsorships, NGOs need money from the general public, right? Second is the government companies need money from the government budget, right? Budget में से उनको पैसा चाहिए. They need money from the budget. So what they do is they need to have strategic management so that the government feels confident कि if we invest the budget tax collection money into this company, we are going to get some returns, right? It is going to be a better business. It is going to be an expanded business for the future. So the government will also want to spend or invest more money into that government company, or sponsors or the charity people would want to invest money in the NGO only if they feel that the management is sound, they know what they're doing, and they have a motive, right? That is why, that is why strategic management, I'll come to that, Himanshu, right? That is why strategic management is also important. It's also important for NGOs and government organizations. Okay. Now, Himanshu has a very interesting and valid question. He says, but strategic management is a costly process, then how not for profit will afford it? Excellent question, Himanshu. But you're missing the plot here. Okay. What you're missing here is we said it is a disadvantage. We said it is a disadvantage, and इस disadvantage की वजह से a lot of not for profit companies are not able to do strategic management. If they are able to do because of funding, right? If they are able to do because of funding, अब वो फंड लेके आएंगे, वो दिखाएंगे हम कर सकते हैं काम, we are profitable, we are going to impact 50 lakh kids in India. You bring a proposal like that, you get funding, and then you can do strategic management, right? Right? It is a disadvantage which becomes a barrier. यही तो disadvantage का essence है ना दोस्त. Cost ज़्यादा है, time ज़्यादा लगता है, you need a lot of people, you need a lot of money. This is what does not allow a lot of businesses, small businesses or small this or a not-for-profit organization or government organization, right? तभी वो कर नहीं पाते हैं. तभी वो कर नहीं पाते हैं. तभी तो प्राइवेट प्लेयर या एमएनसीज इतनी आगे चली जाती हैं. नॉट फॉर प्रॉफिट और गवर्नमेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज नॉट एबल टू डू दैट because of these advantages only. We are studying it is important for them to do. They should do that, but because of disadvantages they are not able to do that. Right? यही तो एसेंस है पूरा दोस्त. करना चाहिए क्योंकि बहुत बेनिफिशियल है, बट कर नहीं पाते क्योंकि डिसएडवांटेजेस है, खर्चा बहुत होता है, टाइम बहुत लगता है, कॉम्प्लेक्स है, एंड कंप्यूटर का मुझे पता नहीं चलता. इफ यू कैन टैकल दीज प्रॉब्लम्स, if as a business, that is your job as a business, right? Tackle your problems. पैसा नहीं है तो फिर पैसा लेके आओ, right? You need funding. Why are people roaming around again in banks and doing all these formulation, form भरो, bank loan लो, funding लो, investor ढूंढो, startup बनाओ, क्यों कर रहे हैं लोग? पैसे के लिए तो कर रहे हैं, right? To once you get money, you start doing strategic management and you grow, because it's a foolproof, ever never stopping process. But people are not able to do that because of the disadvantages. That is what the essence is. It is important, but because of disadvantage you cannot do, you're not able to do that, right? इसीलिए एनजीओ को करना चाहिए, गवर्नमेंट को करना चाहिए, कहीं करते भी हैं, जो नहीं कर पाते हैं बिकॉज ऑफ द डिसएडवांटेज नहीं कर पाते हैं. सिंपल, राइट? Great. There's a question on the screen now. There's a question on the screen. Let's solve this question very quickly. Next 5-6 minutes, let's do some questions. Okay. MDH Masala's marketing team was discussing about the news of Everest Masala launching Marwari specific masala range. Basis this, what do you think? In a competitive environment, is it difficult to clearly estimate about a firm's strategies? It is difficult to estimate what about a firm's strategies? Absolutely, Ramachandra, you can say that. In a competitive environment, it is difficult to clearly estimate what about a firm's strategies. I just see two answers for now. What else? बाकी लोग थक गए क्या? Just 5 more minutes, guys. 5 minute बाद, then you have your Saturday for yourself. Competitive, 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 reasonable, reasonable, competitive. The correct answer is competitive responses. It's difficult to clearly estimate the competitive responses about a firm's strategy, right? Absolutely. Next question on your screen. Quickly, फटाफट से करेंगे. These are practice questions for you if you understood the concept or not. फटाफट से answer करेंगे. Whoso company is active in a wide range of businesses, including fashion, retail, sports, and media. Who shall be responsible for allocation of resources to media business? Who shall be responsible for allocation of resources? अभी हमने क्वेश्चन पढ़ा था allocation of resources का, उससे ही निकला हुआ क्वेश्चन है ये. उससे ही निकला हुआ क्वेश्चन है ये. Majority people saying corporate level. Corporate level is the right answer. Allocation of resources is done by corporate level. Allocation of resources is always done by the corporate level managers. Okay. Another question on your screen. फटाफट से इसको आंसर करते हैं. Question on your screen. फटाफट से let's answer. Read the question carefully. Kiara was leading a family business, and so she developed a new aggressive strategy for the business. Laid down the rules and who will do what, left for her, and then left for her short vacation to Maldives. Which statement holds true in this case? Strategy is not a reason for alert and responsible management. It's not a necessity, it's not a substitute, or it's not a platform for alert and responsible management. ध्यान से समझिएगा इसको. Can we say NPOs need strategy managers to raise funds? Absolutely, Bhumika. That is what you should also write in the exam. Finance can be done by CAs easily, Keshav. That's an overestimation. A lot of other people are doing finance much better than CAs, let me tell you. So do not let that get to your head कि finance मतलब CA. MBA ज़्यादा अच्छा कर रहे हैं आजकल finance. I'm telling you, we need to buck up. वो फाइनेंस, सब लोग फाइनेंस में घुस गए, सब लोग शेयर मार्केट, सबको समझ आता है अब. फ्यूचर्स ऑप्शन, सबको शेयर मार्केट समझ आती है अब. सबको इंश्योरेंस समझ आता है अब. Right? It's no longer only CAs doing. It's becoming highly competitive. तुषार क्या एक्सप्लेन करना है? ये क्वेश्चन एक्सप्लेन करना है? एक्सप्लेन कर देंगे सर फिर से. I'll anyway explain this question. See, the correct answer is strategy is not a substitute. Strategy is not a substitute for alert and responsible management. That means आप ऐसा नहीं कर सकते मैं strategy बनाऊं और मैं सो जाऊं. Strategy does not mean you create a strategy and then you go on a vacation and sleep. कि अरे strategy तो बना दी, काम हो जाएगा. No, it is not a substitute for alert and responsible management, right? कियारा ने क्या किया भाई? न्यू अग्रेसिव स्ट्रैटेजी बनाई, रूल्स बनाए, सबको बोला आप ये करोगे, आप ये करोगे, और खुद छुट्टी पे चली गई. That is not how it works. Strategy is not a substitute for alert and responsible management, right? Strategy बनाई, काम खत्म नहीं हुआ. You have to be alert, you have to be responsible as a management to ensure things are in line. Things are in line, things are happening, what you said is happening. वो check करना भी part of strategic management ही है, right? With that, with that, your chapter number 1 today is complete on time. Somebody was challenging me, सर सिलेबस टाइम पे करा देना. ये देखो मैं तो आपका एक एक स्लाइड टाइम पे चलिए. 9:30 एग्जैक्ट हमारा चैप्टर खत्म हो गया. राइट, 9:30 एग्जैक्ट अपना syllabus is complete. Oh, syllabus keh raha hu. For this chapter number 1 is complete. Right, I'll just spend another 2 minutes to answer any questions that you have. For others who are running late for the college or office or whatever you want to enjoy your Saturday, thanks for being here. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, 7 to 9:30. We'll start with chapter number 2, right? And I'm really happy you guys have been super interactive and I want to continue this, right? Please be really active, ask your questions, answer all the questions. I am here for another 2 minutes. If you have any doubts, please ask. Otherwise, you can ask tomorrow as well. Right? Shraddha, thanks. I'm happy you liked the session. Thanks, Akshay. Have a great day too. Thanks everyone who's saying thank you. Thank you to you for being active and being so responsive on the class. Helps me speak for what, like I spoke for 150 minutes non-stop. Absolutely, Evan. I will upload the slides as soon as possible. I'll just go have my breakfast और फिर मैं upload कर दूंगा. Okay. Vinay, I wish I was associated to Pasuri wala singer ka, that singer, right? Ali Sethi, but sadly no. I'm not that good a singer. Good singer kya? I'm not a singer. I'm looking forward for tomorrow's session as well. Well, sure Mahesh, I will upload this for sure. मैं अपने पास रख के मेरा कोई यूज नहीं है अब इसका. आप रखिए अब ये. Absolutely. Not an issue. Be more active on the class, be more interactive, ask questions, answer questions, right? Post attending the class, what should be done? Yashraj, you should go and sleep for 2 hours. हो गया. और कितनी पढ़ाई करेगा दोस्त? 2-2.5 घंटे तो पढ़ लिया. सो जाओ अब जाके, या खेलने बैडमिंटन खेलने चले जाओ. हो गया बस आज की पढ़ाई. ज्यादा स्ट्रेस नहीं लेना होता कि क्लास के बाद क्या करें. अब मस्ती करो. I know my name is mixture of two singers and both of them are top singers and I'm not even a singer. क्या irony है दोस्त. Perfect, perfect, perfect. कृष्णा कॉर्पोरेट लेवल अभी हमने पढ़ते ही रहना है पूरे सिलेबस में. टेंशन मत लो ज्यादा. तो राइट, ये कॉर्पोरेट लेवल 500 बार आएगा अभी. सो यू विल गेट टू नो. कल भी आएगा, परसों भी आएगा, अगले सेशंस में आता जाएगा. राइट. Cool. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for today's session. I'll see you tomorrow 9:30, same time, same place, and we'll do chapter 2. With that, thanks again, and I'll see you tomorrow.